Welcome, everyone, to Chirping Zebras, episode 70. Mark Riley alongside Gino Bender Jr., as always, coming to you from AOA Studios in Beverly. Best place to tape whatever you need to tape. Off the hop, we'll thank our sponsor, the Referee's Crease, your one-stop shop for all your refereeing needs. Got the quarter zip on.
Yeah, new logo coming soon.
And you got the CZP hat on, which is cool, which we
So we have, we kind of accidentally have, 4 different types of hats?
4 different hats.
We don't have on the website selling, but we'll get them on there.
We'll get there. We're getting them on there.
Hey, Reg, how about get that power play working? Yeah, we're working on it.
We're working on it. Dickie Dunn wrote this. It's got to be true. So we want to thank them. I want to remind you to like and subscribe. Smash the like and subscribe button on the YouTube. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. Very exciting.
Yeah, Referees Crease members. Where the hell are you? There's 2,800 people on the site.
I know. You got to.
I didn't do it. I almost did.
They don't want. I know you did well. 57 seconds 2 weeks ago. So like and subscribe. Also find us on the social medias: the Instagram, the Facebook, and of course
the TikTok. I'm getting better at that.
Yeah, you are. You're getting good.
This is like the best opening yet.
It's
we're getting
up there.
70 we'll get. Yeah, we're kind of getting it. Yeah.
It's not, it only took us 70 episodes. Yeah. RA last week on episode 69.
Awesome.
Hilarious.
Yes.
My favorite line, I could talk the ears off a statue. He is just...
Dude, he, city kid, the whole thing. And when he says, when he goes, oh, yeah, I'll do this again. I'll come back. I'm like, yeah, you might. I was like,
he will.
Yeah, he likes to talk, that one.
No, RA was awesome. And so if you haven't seen that, episode 69, the last episode that just dropped.
He was awesome. Awesome guy.
Yep. And a few things happened in this week. Now, this will drop next week, but this week the Bruins picked James Higgins from BC. I think a huge pick.
I think so, too.
Center. They need centers.
He might not play center, but...
Well, he was Will Smith and Ryan Leonard's center. That was that line.
No.
Yeah.
Well, in the World Juniors?
Well, he centered the two of them. Yeah. Wherever they played together, he was the center.
Well, he played with... Will Smith was gone last year. Higgins was a freshman. He was a 17-year-old freshman.
Yeah.
This kid was young. Everyone's like, oh, he didn't put up the points and whatever.
He didn't put any points up, but he's a freshman.
The kid was awesome. He was a freshman. But, Brock Besser put up tons of points in, North Dakota his freshman year, and his sophomore year he didn't put up as many. But, he was also playing with 3 NHL superstars, right? So,
and he just signed a huge contract.
Yeah, I know. I hope he was coming to Boston. I was so pissed.
Nah,
they need a scoring wing.
And so did Marchand.
Yeah.
Marchand, very happy for him. Signed him for Florida 6 years.
Yep.
Average five and change, $1 million a year. Great for him.
Yep.
Terrible for the Bruins. Doesn't help.
No. But what do you think about the Bruins with all the Boston Eagles? It's like the Boston Bruin Eagles. There's 6 Eagles on,
BC.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
BC, we've talked about it.
One of the best. They're one of the best college hockey teams, and now with all the Canadian kids coming down, the competition's through the roof, and that's where you want to be is D1 college hockey.
Well, there's a history there too. Billy O'Dwyer, he played at BC and was a Bruin. Craig Janney, another one. So the little history.
No, in college, it's not what college hockey players were translating the NHL back in the early 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Now they're actually going in and playing, right? Brian, I remember there was so many good college hockey players coming up, BU, BC. They all ended up in the Coast League, American League, and washed out because they had the cages on, they weren't tough, the whole thing. Now it's speed and skill in the NHL. You don't have to be tough. And now all these kids are succeeding. That's just my opinion.
But then you have, a guest and a great friend of the show, Frank Simonetti.
Yeah.
There's a guy that played at Norwich and had a solid NHL career with the Bruins. And now is the president of the Bruins Alumni Association. Yeah. And when this drops... I'll have already done the Face Off of Heroes game out in Montana.
Right on.
Heading out there tomorrow. And when this drops, I'll be in Alaska, Sack Tap and Moose.
Right.
So
actually, we're recording today on July 1st, which is Canada's National Day. It's a national holiday in Canada. So all our Canadian listeners, happy holidays.
Happy July 1st.
I've been up there for a couple tournaments in Ottawa and stuff, and the fireworks. It's pretty wild. They do a good job up there.
But they're not us.
No.
But
It was fun. I just remember. Yeah,
We like it. I'm just saying. And I'm rocking. I got some.
Yeah, I was supposed to bring it up. Yeah, that white pine. Okay. You get the merch. I get nothing.
Don't
I was
worry.
an assistant puke.
Don't worry.
I had a weasel my way in on the show. First off,
listen. Frankie Chirps hasn't gotten his either, but don't trust me, it's coming. But Pat Shea, our buddy Pat Shea,
yes.
who hooked me up with some White Pine hockey, White Pine University.
The hoodies are nice. I almost bought one.
But
I got enough hoodies though.
Yeah, I got a nice package from him. And but if you haven't watched on YouTube, Full Ride, Pat Shea produced it.
Yep.
And it's hilarious. Gino's my assistant. I'm the head coach of White Pine University, which is
home of the Bucks. That's
you.
my line.
That's your big line, right there.
I almost fucked it up too.
So you were good. Yeah. That was good.
All right, good timing.
You timed it. So check out Full Ride on YouTube with our buddy Pat Shea.
Absolutely.
And you can get White Pine hockey merch.
Yep.
White Pine University merch.
And I got one more plug. The carousel down in was it Nantasket Beach?
Oh yeah.
Right. Our friend Cindy Lyons, she runs the place,
okay.
And she's doing a great job with it. It's one of like the most original, it's original carousels, like with the old horses, the ones that go up and down, and awesome. We got the old toys and stuff in there, and so she's making that thing lively. So go visit that and give her a shout out. And you just signed a petition for her running for the school committee, so I'm also giving her a shout out for Weymouth. Running for the school committee, go out and vote for Cindy Lyons.
That's the one I signed.
You signed it on the driveway today.
Look at that.
So when she was at the house, she came by the house and I went, "Oh shit, I forgot to give her a plug on the podcast." So
there you go.
Because we went over there, we went there for Easter. They had the Easter bunny over there. It was friggin' awesome. But I'll send some video out of the carousel I took that day.
Well, what's funny is you handed it to me and said, "You're
a Weymouth resident." Yeah.
And it was like that movie, Whose Car We Taking?
Yeah,
I didn't even care what I was signing. I could have been signing anything.
All right, whose car we
you said,
taking?
"Here, sign this," and I went, "There you go." And then you were like, "Oh, it's
now I own your card, thanks."
Yeah. You were like, "Oh, she's running for school." I'm like, "I don't give a shit. You told me to sign it. I'm signing." Right? Mm-hmm. We can never talk about it again. Whose car we taking?
Yeah. Mary just hit everybody up in the track field. So
no, there you go.
You talking about The Town?
Yes, great movie.
Great movie.
We're gonna hurt some people.
Yes.
Wait,
whose car we taking?
You can't ask questions, and we can never talk about it again.
Yeah.
Whose car we taking?
I just watched it the other night because it came out. It was on Netflix or something.
Great show, a movie.
My wife put it on, and I didn't get off the couch. I was
that's when you just and
you just
Tony V is in it.
Yeah.
And we.
I actually said that. I was like, "Holy shit!" I go, "He's on my podcast."
Tony V, good friend of ours.
The Linders want you to open the door.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and what a great way.
Yes, segue. I love this. Right
introduce our guest tonight. Very excited to have him. And he has a great foundation, the MARZIALE Foundation, and he's got an incredible story to tell, and we're so happy to have him. Ralph MARZIALE, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome
Thanks,
to the
guys.
Zebras.
Thank you.
I nailed your name.
Yeah, you did.
I've been practicing it all day.
I wasn't even going to attempt it. I like Ralph.
and then you put it in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna mess it up.
No, you nailed it.
I didn't. I nailed it.
You're professional.
It was in my head the whole time. But
a lot of people fuck up my name.
Yeah, no. Well, you even asked me before we started taping. You're like, "You okay with my name?" I'm like, then I said it wrong.
Yeah.
And I've been practicing all day because I watched your website, MARZIALEFoundation.org. I went on there if you want to find out more information about it. And I was listening, and because I wanted to make sure I got it right. So look at that.
I remember. First time being around, God rest his soul, Jim Pryor, the great late Jim Pryor.
Jimmy Pryor.
The old BU announcer.
Oh.
He was the best.
Hockey Night in Boston.
Yeah, he used to run the, he used to be the treasurer for, Hockey Night in Boston, Eastern Junior Hockey League.
Yep.
I played in that.
Yeah, you played Matt O'Neill Club, right? Yeah.
Which I coached after it became the Boston Harbor.
That's when, was it Tibbetts and Johnson, those two old guys ran the team.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever happened to them?
Was Brendan Walsh in your team?
No.
No.
Yeah,
that was 93. I came home. I was out in the USHL. I came home, and I finished the year out in Matt O'Neill. It was 93, 94.
Okay.
That was
wow.
Yeah. Because Luke Galvin.
There was only like 6 teams in the league then.
So I definitely sat in the penalty box at the Charlestown Arena, and because my father used to ref all those games. And he used to always bring me. I put a helmet on, and I would open the penalty box door, and with the big dumb goalie that'd be sitting in there with me.
What a shithole. That was a shithole.
And then, like, it was the best because I'd be like 9 years old, right? Like 8, 9 years old, sitting in the penalty box, and my father's reffing the game, right? And just called a penalty on somebody. Yeah. You fat fuck! You fucking yelling and screaming at my father. I'm like, hey, that's my dad. But yeah, like craziness.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, I bring up Jim Pryor because like he used to come in the room when I played. Like he used to announce Wentworth, and he would come in the room and always ask how to announce everybody's name. So he was a professional. He wanted to make sure everybody's name was pronounced right.
Jimmy was a legend.
The best.
In high school hockey.
Did he do the hockey night in Boston when they had him up in Merrimack?
Yes, he did. Yep.
Because I remember I played in 90, 91, 92.
Yeah, he did.
Team Rhode Island.
Yeah, I used to run around the rinks and collect pucks then. Yeah.
He would come in the locker room. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, he'd always come in and make sure he
got the name right.
Yes.
That was
Jimmy
about?
Pryor.
That was Jimmy Pryor.
Yeah, he was the Pryor.
He was behind the glass when I called the holding penalty on the one-arm kid.
So
it's a legendary story.
When I
on Hockey Night in Boston.
So when I played in Hockey Night, I played for Greater Boston, right? And every assist, like all the referees, it was just like a joke. Like I got every single assist because it'd be like college scouts there and everything, right? And number 4, I'm sitting on the bench. Jimmy Doyle would be skating by. Hey, nice pass, Minda.
Yeah.
So he made a sign, number 4 with a circle and an X around it, no assists, and like just put it up on the glass.
Oh God!
And Jimmy's son Mike, fellow comedian, Mike Pryor, who was absolutely hilarious. So, and a school teacher. So there you go. I love the fact that you brought Jimmy up. He was awesome.
Oh, he was the best, man. God rest his soul.
But now you mentioned the USHL. You actually played in Des Moines, place where I lived back with Chris Rooney.
Yep.
Back. 1,000 years ago.
What a barn.
Oh, best place. Yeah. I mean, it had to be fun playing there.
Well, I wasn't there that long. I just got done doing a post-grad year at Gunnery.
Okay.
So I went from high school hockey to Gunnery. And then I said, let me go out. And I reached out to Bob Ferguson. I didn't even know who the guy was.
Bob Ferguson, coach.
I said, can I come try out? And he says, yeah. So I went out there. There was like 150 kids there, all Minnesota, all Michigan.
Yeah.
Roseau, St. Paul, all arrogant fucks. And I made the team. And when I came back, everybody on the team was like D1 committed already. So I was on 4th line. But I was like 19 years old, and I wanted to show this, my skills. So like the first few games, I wasn't getting much ice time. If you're not on a power play or penalty kill, it's a waste of time. So I went in the office and I told him, I said, am I going to play? He's like, listen, he goes, I got these kids, they're already, some of them are drafted, some of them are committed. He goes, I can't play you. He was honest with me.
Yeah.
So I said, then can you trade me? So I went from Des Moines to Wisconsin, which was the worst fucking team in the league. I went from 5,000, 6,000 fans to 35.
Were you playing?
Donnie Granado was my coach.
Donnie Granado.
Oh, yeah.
Donnie Granado.
Okay.
And his sister Cammie was the coach.
Yeah.
So I went over there, and we used to have to take our equipment to the rink. It was fucking freezing in Madison. It was awful.
Oh, yeah.
So I stayed there for like a couple months, and then I couldn't do it. So I called home, and I ended up getting back on the Matt O'Neill team.
Yeah.
So I ended up finishing the year out there. And then I ended up going to Salem State after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Des Moines was a nice place, but it wasn't for me because I was the leading scorer on all my teams.
Right.
And you're gonna go put me on the 4th line? I get it. The team was stacked. It was a good team.
Right.
But I can't sit here and waste a whole year on 4th line.
Right.
He was honest with me though. He was a nice guy, Bob Ferguson.
Oh, I loved him as a coach.
I
on the
appreciate
bench.
honesty like that. Like
Yeah, he
when
could have kept me there and just be like, I'm gonna play you. And I just kept wasting time, but I said, fuck this. I got to get out of here. So I went home.
Yeah, I had 3 D1 like schools looking at me, and all 3 were like, they all gave me like the piece of advice. You'll be 7th, 8th defenseman, probably not play. Your best bet's to go have fun for 4 years, play D3. They were honest, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to, before I went to Salem, I went and visited Bruce Crowder at Northeastern.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he was interested in me, but he said, I don't have any scholarships. He said, you can come walk on. He goes, you'll make this team. But at the time, it was like $25,000 a year.
Hey, I'll owe you.
So I was like, am I going to go and just have my dad pay $25,000 a year to be a walk-on? I don't know if I was going to play.
Right.
But then I had Bill O'Neill at Salem, and he finagled something where he got me in-state tuition. I don't know what he did, but he was great. So I ended up going to Salem for like, I don't know.
There was a reason why he always had good teams.
He had good teams. but I figured out what it was because I had to take a class called map making.
Yeah, right.
My major was called cartography.
Yeah, right.
So he goes, this is going to be your major, cartography. So I was like, what the fuck is that? So I got to school. I had to go take a class on how to make maps. But that was in order so I can only pay $3,000 to live in the campus and play hockey.
Right.
It worked out. He was smart though. You know what? I think he did that with a lot of players that he wanted.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Like my buddy Charlie Levin played for him. Yeah.
Well, you were there with
Yeah.
Robbie Concannon.
Robbie Concannon.
Yeah. Buddy Cuckoo.
Cuckoo, yeah.
Who runs the South Carolina Stingrays now. He played there back when I was
runs
reffing.
Yeah.
And he's the GM and owner, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't
So
he?
Jared Bettner, the coach for Colorado Avalanche, he was the head coach my first year in the Coast League down there.
Oh wow!
And
did he win? Did he win it?
So he won it that year. They won it in Game 7 up in Alaska. I did Games 3 and 5 down in South Carolina. And Francis Sharon, who just worked the NHL Finals, was one of the other referees. And Andy Deason, who's a guy out from Western Canada, he was the other referee. So the three of us worked. And, you know, my parents came down to Game 3. They weren't there. They went home for Game 5. But Game 3, like afterwards, my father comes in the room, like after the supervision, all that shit's done. We're having like a beer. And Concannon comes in, and he knows my father's there, and so my father used to ref him growing up. So my father definitely refereed you, and my father's big personality, right? Like to yell. So all I hear is, now my boss is there, Brian Lewis, who used to run the NHL, like all these, like every big name, the commission is in the fucking room, like everybody's in there. And Robbie Concannon comes in the room. End it! Fucking end it, Gino! Hey, where is that little fat fuck? Rah, rah, rah? And my father just dying laughing, like big belly laughing and big hug and kiss. And I'm like sitting there, I just like crawling in the bathroom, like what the fuck just happened?
I love the story you
Oh,
dad
my God.
told. Robbie started a brawl in the state championship. Remember, your dad tells a story about how he goes by the bench flipping the bird.
Yeah, flip the bird.
God,
Yeah,
he was fucking nuts. Like,
Oh,
I know you're
love
from
that
Southie.
kid.
Yeah.
You Southie guys are insane.
Yeah.
I was telling Mark that I was the only Italian on this team. The whole team was Southie. And every practice, you come in, and Concannon was fighting somebody. He never bothered me. Thank God. But he'd come in and he'd pick a fight with somebody, and they'd go at it, and they'd be punching each other, black eyes, bloody noses, and then afterwards they're laughing on the ice.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, these guys are fucking nuts, but nobody messed with us. Our team was great.
It checks out.
Yeah. You Southie guys are nuts, I gotta tell you.
Salem State, they always had good teams. And always had my buddy Ronnie Lashinskas from Dorchester. He got drafted by the Islanders out of Salem State. They've always produced some really good hockey
I should have
players.
stayed. Like, like that year after my freshman year, I did really well. He gave me the Rookie of the Year award, and I went to a free agent camp in Marlboro. Joe Lyons ran a free agent
Joe
camp.
Lyons, one of my favorites.
And I tore it up. I did great. And I had all these teams coming up to me, giving me their business cards, like San Antonio Iguanas, and I didn't even know who these teams were. And I'm like, do I want to go back to school, take class, play 20 games, or I can go play 60 games? And Bill O'Neill called me every day in the summer. Don't do it. But I was stupid. I was 21. I didn't want to listen.
Right.
And my parents are from Italy. So my father's like, let the kid do what he wants. My mom's like, no, you got to stay in school. So they let me do what I wanted. But I was a cocky kid, and I just wanted to play hockey. But I should have stayed because who knows? I could have had records over there. Maybe I could have been an All-American.
Right.
But I ended up going and signing with a team in Utica. I signed with the Utica Blizzard in the Colonial League. And first couple weeks in, I was doing fine. And then he calls me in. And he's like, I got to let you go. And I'm like, I just gave up my eligibility for you. And he's like, well, I got guys coming down from like, I don't know where, IHL or whatever. There was a lot of older guys in that league.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I was like, what do I do now? I had nowhere to go. And this is where like hockey players are great. So you meet guys on the team, and these guys are from Canada or whatever, and you become friends with them. And this guy's like, I got a buddy down in Florida. He's coaching. His name was Phil Berger. I don't know if you ever remember Phil Berger. He was a big-time scorer. Played for Greensboro in the East Coast League.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
he got the head coaching job in West Palm. They had just started the Southern League.
It was the Sunshine League,
No, it
right?
wasn't. It was the Sunshine League was the year before. The Southern League, they had 6 teams. So they had Winston-Salem,
Okay.
they had Alabama-Huntsville, Daytona, Lakeland, West Palm, and Jacksonville. There was 6
That's
teams.
right. Yeah.
So he's like, if you want to go down to West Palm, he goes, I'll call Phil Berger. He goes, they start their camp next week. So I said, I need a fucking place to play.
Yeah.
So he called him up. Phil's like, yeah, come down. If you make the team, I'll reimburse you your plane ticket. I went down, I made the team, and I stayed there. And, we were doing good. But the problem was it's West Palm. And there's a lot of action down there.
Yeah.
And you come into the rink at 8 in the morning with sunglasses on, you're out all night, and it's tough to play hockey. So I kind of fucked my career up that way. I was 21 years old, 22, and I I wasn't focused. I was more like into partying.
Yeah.
So that's when I ended up in Tulsa because my a buddy of mine on the team, he had an agent. I don't know if you know Mark Devine. He's an agent in Rhode Island. Anyway,
Okay.
it was his agent, and he's like, San Antonio is playing. No, Tulsa's playing San Antonio Iguanas. San Antonio needs a defenseman. Tulsa, Gary Younger.
Gary Younger, yeah.
He was the coach. He said they
Yep.
need a forward. He's like, but we got to be there tomorrow night. So I'm like, what are we going to do? This kid had a Mustang 5.0. So I said, all right, fuck it. We left all our shit there. We left our equipment. We didn't want to steal anything from the team. I left my last paycheck there. We got in the car. We drove 24 hours on Coca-Cola and Vibrant. And we made it to
Vibrant,
Tulsa.
I remember that.
Yeah, we made it to
Vibrant.
Tulsa, but we got there after the first period. So we were watching the game behind the net. So he ended up going with San Antonio, and I stayed in Tulsa. The problem was San Antonio had a 2-week road trip, so he couldn't take his Mustang with him. So he left it with me. So now I got this white convertible Mustang, 5-speed, excellent, and I'm in a new town with this Mustang, and it was great. So, I got a couple speeding tickets, but I stayed there and I finished off the year, and that's the year you said you reffed me.
Yeah. I think I probably either just before you ended up there or right after you, because I did a trip down in the Central League, a couple of them down when I was in Des Moines.
Yeah.
That's when I was living in Des Moines. So we do a trip down to Tulsa.
The way these leagues, it's unbelievable because the Canadian guys, they look out for each other. So like when you got a Canadian coach and you got like a certain amount of guys, those guys tend to go where they, like if they go to a new team, you always see the same guys on the roster. It's it's a buddy game. Man, I didn't know anybody, so you meet people, and some of these people I met ended up getting my career going.
Right.
I'll give you another example. I went to Germany the year after that. The year after that, I ended up going to try out for Ron Flockhart. You remember Flockhart?
Flockhart, yeah.
He coached in Reno, Nevada.
These guys, these names
You
are too
guys
old
are-
for
yeah,
you.
All right, Ron
Yeah,
Flockhart.
we're-
He had like 70 points for the Flyers one year.
Yeah,
He played
yeah.
back when Wendell Clark.
Oh, all right.
Like this guy was a player.
Legit.
He was legit. They used to call him the Bruins killer because every time he played
All
the
right.
Bruins, he used to score goals.
Yep.
So I called up Reno. Back then, there was no cell phones. There was no social media.
You didn't email him?
No email, none of that.
No.
None of that bullshit. So like, if you had to send your resume, you had to get a fax, and you had to fax him your
Yeah.
resume. So I sent him my resume, and he's like, "Yeah, you want to come try out? You come try out." So I said, "All right, it's in fucking Reno. I'm in Rhode Island. That's 3,000 miles away." So I told my parents, I said, "I'm going to Reno." They didn't even know what the fuck that was because they're from Italy. And he goes, "How are you gonna get there?" I said, "I don't know. I got to drive." So my sister gave me her car. She gave me her Grand Prix. She goes, "Go." So I drove 4 days by myself across the country. I was 23 years old. I said, "Give a fuck." I went across the country. I tried out for this team. The team there was a lot of good ex players, like big names. I made the team. So I'm on the team. First 6 games, I had 5 points. I was the second leading scorer on the team. Flocky calls me in his office. He goes, "I got to let you go." I said, "Are you serious?" I said, "I'm second scorer on the team." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I got guys coming down." He goes, "It's not my fault." He goes, "I'm just the coach." He goes, "The GM brings the players. I got to play them." He was cool about it.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? I just drove across country." So now I'm hanging out. I was banging this girl. I had a condo. I was having a good time in Reno. My phone rings. He goes, "Ralph, this is Flocky." He goes, "You could tell me to go fuck myself, but one of my guys just got on injured reserve, and we're going to Anchorage to play the Aces for 2 games, Friday, Saturday."
I'm in.
He goes, "You want to come?" I said, "I just drove across country to play for you. Of course I want to come."
Right.
So we go to Anchorage. We lose both games. I had an assist in both games. We come back. That Monday, he calls me back in the office. He starts laughing. He goes, I gotta let you go." I said, "Again?" I said, "Are you serious?" And now I'm laughing with him. I say, "I don't understand." He goes, "Yeah, this is fucked up." He goes, I said, "Listen, Flocky, if you ever get a job anywhere," I got my Italian passport. I said, "I can go anywhere in Europe." I said, "Keep my name in mind. Obviously, you like the way I play." So that summer, I'm home. So I ended up finishing off the year in Waco, Texas, in the Central League. A defenseman on the team made a call to Rob Schreiner, was the coach.
Yeah.
I guess he was like a big college player. He was the coach. He took me on. I finished the year in Waco. That summer, I'm in bed. My mom comes in the room, no cell phones. She's like, "Ralphie, somebody's on the phone." So I get on the phone. He goes, "Ralph, it's Flocky." He goes, "I got a job in Italy." He's like, "You want to come to Italy?" I said, "You fucking kidding me? My parents are from Italy. I got an Italian passport. Yeah, I want to come to Italy." He's like, "It's not a lot of money." He goes, "But you get your foot in the door." So now I'm all excited. I go to Italy. I ended up doing well. I had a lot of points. And then the rule in Europe is It all depends on the import rule, how many imports you can take over.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah,
I
I
had
knew
my
that.
Italian passport.
So you weren't an import.
So I wasn't considered an import. So
Well
it's like
played.
you're getting an American, but you don't have to burn an import status. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gold over there.
So it was good. So that year ended, and we played in the Alpen League. Now that league was great because we played 5 Austrian teams, 5 Slovenian teams, and it was 9 Italian teams. The team that won the whole thing was Klagenfurt, Austria. Their first line was David Emma, John-Yves Loire, and Dmitry Kovatonov. I mean, it's some fucking
Johnny's what?
Wow.
Yeah, there was some fucking good
Johnny's
players. in this
Loire?
league. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they smoked us. They beat us like 10-1. But we played teams like that. Even the Slovenian teams, they had a lot of good players.
Yeah.
So
Where in Italy are you?
I was in, it was called Aosta, so Val d'Aosta. So I was in a valley where you had Switzerland on one side, France on the other side, Mont Blanc. It's one of the highest mountains, and we were skiing right there.
Sick.
So like, it was a beautiful area, beautiful. The only problem was my parents' Italian is from down south, Rome and Napoli. Up north, they talk with that French and Swiss accent. So I didn't understand a word the first month. I was all fucked up. And, I learned it. So, like, for example, like in Italian, you say understand. It's capito. That's the word. That's the proper word. We say capisci.
Yes.
So it's different.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, I was trying to learn, But anyway, back to my story. So the next year, they changed the rule. And they went down to 1 import. So I ended up grabbing the spot on a team in Torino in the mountains, and with a lot of the same players, the Italian players, and I was considered in it. They didn't use my Italian citizenship. They kept me as an import. I guess they liked the way I played, and because I was Italian and whatever. And that was my best year. I ended up I scored 38 goals in 39 games. I was 4th in the league in goals.
Wow.
Behind like every import, every guy that was on, there was like 12 teams. Each guy was like a big name guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like 4th in goals. So it was a good year for me. And I ended up finishing off my career. Like I played a couple more years, and then I did a year of pro roller hockey down in Sicily. So a lot of these guys,
Sicily.
listen to this. This
I
is
thought
the
you
best.
were going to say L.A.
No, this is
Sicily. That was
So
like,
that was the
what?
all right. So when you're
I didn't
playing
know
in the
they had
coast,
that.
the Central, Colonial, all these leagues, you bus everywhere. Same thing in Italy. You take a bus. Now I'm playing pro roller hockey in Sicily on an island. We play 2 games a week on the weekends, but all the teams are up north. So we had to play Venice, Torino, Milan, Asiago. We're on a fucking island. How you getting there? You're taking a plane. So now you're a pro roller hockey player taking a plane to play roller hockey. It was unbelievable.
What you guys get? What was your salary?
I was making €500 a week, which it wasn't bad. It was a
that
vacation.
in a
comparable to
flight
the hockey?
to all those cities.
No, it was
It's
less.
incredible.
It was a lot
Less than the hockey.
But
Okay.
here's the deal: you practice twice a week. It's stupid. It's 4-on-4. It's keep away. You play roller hockey.
Yeah.
It's a joke. That plastic puck. So you play 2 days. You practice 2 days a week. You're living on the beach. You go to the gym, and then you fly in the weekends to go play a game out in Torino. I was dating some girl from up there. So what I would do is I would fly up with the team, and I would stay an extra night because we didn't practice till Tuesday. So I would pay my own flight back. So I would stay with her, and then I would fly back. So it was like I was an NHL player playing roller hockey.
That's
but I was
awesome.
living on the beach in Sicily. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, how old were you when you do that?
crazy.
That was the end of my career. It was 2004. So I just turned 30.
It's incredible.
Wow.
I was
Yeah,
done, and I said, you know what? I could have probably stayed in Italy. A lot of guys stayed until like they're 40 and 50 and they play hockey because it's not like over here. Like you said before, the 90s.
Right.
I was a small guy. You try to play in those leagues, every 5 minutes there's a fight breaking out.
Yeah.
You got to throw down.
And those sticks were heavy back then.
Oh,
They weren't these lightweight sticks.
Those fucking guys. I mean, the fourth liners today, they're skilled. Back then, those guys couldn't even handle a puck.
No.
But they'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was my
I-
line to the fourth liners. I used to be like, dude, don't yell at me. The puck's square after you're done chopping.
Yeah, no
I'm
shit.
like, yeah.
And, I mean, I might have gone to like
I'm like,
maybe
kid.
12 fights in my career. I might have won 2. I'm not embarrassed to say
Typical
it.
Rhode Island
but
guy.
I fucking threw.
No.
I threw down.
You might be lucky seeing 2 fights overseas
Well,
a
no,
season.
it's
Yeah.
overseas. A lot of stick work.
Yeah.
These guys are sticky in the face. I want to ask you a name. See if you remember this name in the Central League. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. That Jamie Evans' brother?
There's a guy, Evans. He played for Oak City or some team. He led the league in penalty minutes.
Oh, he
I
was
know
an
the
animal.
name. I know the name.
You want to hear? Listen to this.
Chris
fucked up-
Evans.
Yes.
He was nuts.
I didn't know who this guy was. So my first game in Tulsa, because I like to talk shit. So we were playing. A guy elbowed me or something. So I told him he only had like one tooth in his mouth. So I said, why don't you go brush that one tooth? So I didn't
Great
know.
chirp.
Wait,
Great chirp.
That was a good chirp.
That should be the first indicator. This guy's a tough guy with one
But he
tooth.
wasn't that big of a guy. He wasn't that big,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm on the bench, and now the face-off's right here. And he turns, he looks at me, he goes, hey, next shift, he goes, you're going to come out and brush my tooth for me, he said. so I'm like, all right, I got to fight this fucking guy now. So you remember Taylor Hall?
Yeah.
He was our captain.
Okay.
He leans over to me, he goes, do you know who that guy is? I'm like, no. He goes, he leads the league in penalty minutes. I'm like, oh, fuck. He goes, you got to watch what you say, man. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. He goes, just go out there and you gotta go. So the next shift, we're right in front of the bench again, and he's not even on my side, but he comes lying up next to me, and he goes, you ready? And I'm like, fuck. So now we go. So I'm holding on, and I didn't even get any shots in because, I don't know, his arms, he's like a fucking orangutan. His arms are so long. I couldn't get any shots in, so I just said, fuck it. I pulled him on top of me, but the place went nuts. Right. And then I got sent to the locker room because there was like 3 minutes left in the period. But all the boys came in afterwards. And the feeling I got from these guys, they were so proud of me. I didn't even get a shot in. But just the fact that I threw with this guy.
Right.
But I
That's
had
all
to.
you had to
You
do.
had to.
But after that, I learned my lesson. I'm like, I got to learn who these people are before I open my mouth.
Only chirp people with a full set of
Holy
chiclets.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
I figured you knew who the guy was because you reffed over there.
Yeah, he was nuts.
That guy was fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah. One day, Oak City was one of my. I went to Oak City and Tulsa.
Oak City was in the American League when I was
Okay.
coming up. Yeah.
But I've told the story before. Right next to the penalty box, every time Oak City scored, there was a girl that had the arthritis in both hands, as Frank Santarelli would say. She put up a good front, as my father used to say. She'd jam him against the glass in a white sweater. Every goal Oak City scored. Luckily, they won like 7-2 that night. And
A lot of
that's
power
the
plays.
one thing.
That's what you remember. That's what you
I might have
remember.
kicked one in, but
That place was
that's
always
what I
packed.
remember.
10,000 fans.
Crazy. And Tulsa was fun too.
They gave like a car away. Like when I remember them giving cars
they
away. I was
made
like, how
some-
do I get in on this?
That owner made some money over there.
Oh yeah.
That place was every
did
time we
all right.
played them, it was packed.
Yeah.
And Tulsa had like maybe 7,000 fans.
Yep, they did
But
all
you
right,
could
too.
tell when you're playing a good team, that's when it would pack in.
Yeah.
If you were playing like a Wichita or something,
Yep.
you would see like a lot of empty seats. But
Right.
it was still loud. It was
I,
still,
yeah.
I experienced a tornado there.
a what?
A tornado came right through the city.
In Tulsa?
Yeah.
Really?
No
Yeah. So do
shit.
you remember that there was 2 in a row? They got hit like 2 weeks in a row. Like the airport got like hit, and then like somewhere else got hit, and then like the one that I was in came right through the city.
Holy shit.
And I never seen hail like that big. So like
Really?
we were walking out for lunch, and it was like the calm before the storm, right? And Terry Kohosky was with me. I did the game with Coho and Skillet. I don't know. We were down there for like a weekend. Like the 3 of us were like swapping on and off for 3 games or something. But I remember just walking to lunch and just seeing the sky and like how like blue it was. It was like so calm. And like we knew this thing was coming. We didn't know what direction it was going to hit.
How'd you know it was coming?
Like just
The news?
Yeah, the news. Yeah.
Then that siren go off?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. So we get to the game, and we're in the locker room about to start warming up, and they come in. Everybody getting in the garage. So there was a big parking garage underneath the rink. So we all we had to go like into like this like concourse, go out, and then go down to the garage. So like when we were coming out, the hail was breaking the glass and water was coming into the rink. Like it was like
shit.
it was like boom, boom, like dropping on cars. It was like out of a movie. And this is like on the news. You could probably look it up. I bet you it's still online.
What year? What year was it about?
2012, 13, somewhere
Okay.
around there, maybe. Maybe even right around there.
Wow.
And so we go underneath. We waited out, right? We were on the news and stuff because like right when like Twitter and all that kind of stuff was. So like somebody took a picture of us underneath the thing, like the American League team, whatever, underneath the garage, and we're all in there on like our skibbies.
Yep.
And
was it
our
a practice or a game?
This was a game. This was a playoff.
Was there
conference.
people there?
This was a conference final
So
game.
you're talking about the whole stands had to go into the garage?
Everybody in the whole thing. Everybody went underneath. Everybody. Underneath.
That's
We
nuts.
How do you
wrote it
fit
out.
everybody in there?
Right?
Nuts.
So, like, there was a lot of damage. Like buildings didn't get like destroyed, but some did.
Yeah, but these buildings are made of concrete.
Right.
They're
The
big
city
buildings.
didn't get like the city kind of like almost disrupts it a little bit, the pattern, but like we got like the after effects. I don't think the tornado actually came through the city. I think like we had like the hail and the storm and the flooding.
Wow.
But so we come back up, the Oak City locker room gets flooded, right? So like, oh yeah, so like all this shit, all their equipment, everything's fucking soaked. There was some little damage in the rink, like lights and stuff and all that. But like,
Game was canceled.
yeah, so we canceled the game. So we just sat in the lobby and got hammered.
Full fee.
Yep. So they then we'll rebooking flights and everything else. Oh, it was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard the tornado story.
Yeah. First one.
Fucking crazy. And wow. Now you spent.
I digress.
A couple weeks. We digress. A couple weeks in New Orleans.
Yeah. So 1 year before I went over to Europe, I wanted to get in shape. So I was talking to an agent. He said, "Why don't you go down to New Orleans for a few weeks?" So I guess Ted Sater needed.
Ted
some
Sater,
play.
yeah.
So I went down there. I played. I don't know, 3 or 4 games. Had a couple points. It was cool.
And that's where we might have crossed paths then too,
Yeah.
because I was doing the East Coast League then as well.
Yeah, and Ted Sater and Jeff Lazaro were the coaches.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was
Jeff.
cool. They were right next door to the Superdome. That was cool. But
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
right before Katrina, because I remember not right before it, but it wasn't that much time.
Yeah, it had to be because
Couple
Katrina,
years,
I think,
maybe?
was 200005.
Yeah,
Maybe
and I
2000.
think
Yeah.
it might have been I
And
don't
it was
know.
probably early 2000s.
Yeah,
It
early
was-
2000s sometime, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember seeing it on the news, like the convention center where everybody was getting killed and raped.
Yeah, it's
And I'm like, that's
crazy.
where we played.
Yeah, it was an old theater.
It was big.
It was crazy. Where it over, like people were literally on top of you.
Yeah.
I just remember because reffing there was just,
Yeah.
you got.
That was a nice building.
I liked it.
One
You had to go
place I never made it in my journeys. They
Yeah.
didn't have a team there.
Where, in New Orleans?
In New Orleans,
You
yeah.
had to go up a staircase to go to the refs room. Literally up a full set of stairs, and you went into it was an old dressing room because it used to be a theater that they turned the rink at.
So we had to walk down the stairs to go on the ice?
Walk down the stairs, and then you go to the
Did you
ice.
ever go in the locker room, the hockey locker room? For the
No,
team?
not there.
They had a
I
cool
never went
locker
in
room. The
there.
whole carpet, so all the stalls were around, and the whole floor was a rink.
Oh, cool.
kidding.
So it was and not like a throw rug. It was actually the carpet was a rink with the nets, the lines, and the coach would come out with the pucks, and he would have all different colored pucks, winger, center, and he would move them around with the stick, and he would show us what to do. And I took
wild.
that idea when I was coaching my
that's
kids in
pretty
hockey.
Yeah.
And I'd make the kids gather around in the locker room, and I would make a little rink, and I would use the pucks.
Oh, that's
So I ended up
very
showing the
cool.
kids. I'm like, so if F1's over here, F2's going to be over here,
yeah, right.
That's where I got that idea from. It was pretty cool to see that.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's neat.
yeah.
So, did your parents ever go to Italy to watch you play?
My father and my sister came that first year in Italy, and I didn't do good. They came. We ended up playing Asiago. It was like a long bus ride, and I didn't play good. But the second year, my father came. That was awesome because we played a team, and we won 5-1, and I had 4 goals and assist.
Oh.
And my father, he died a couple of years ago. So, and I said this in his eulogy too. He, where the benches were, you had one team and our team, and then there was nothing in between. So there was no glass. So my father was standing there with a buddy of mine who ran a casino, and they were standing there. And after I scored my 4th goal, my father called me over, and he gave me a kiss. And all the people were going crazy.
Oh,
We had about maybe 4,000 fans, but it was a little town on the top of a mountain, and there was maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people in the town, but everybody went to the games. That was the thing to do.
Right.
So I would walk down from my apartment with my bag. I would take my skates home and leave everything else at the rink, and I would walk back and forth to the rink. And the gas station attendant would be like, "MARZIALE, oh, you're gonna score tonight," in Italian.
Right, yeah.
And everybody knew who you were. It was cool.
That's
But
awesome.
if you played a bad game, they fucking let you have it.
It's like playing football in
Yeah,
Texas.
it's like they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Like if you play good, they'll praise you. They'll carry you down the street. But if you have a bad game, they're like, "What's the matter? You sick? Would you fall in love?" I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm trying to walk home. Like, well, I don't want to look at this gas station guy. I'm trying to walk up the street as fast as I can.
Duck
He goes,
him,
"I
yeah.
see you, MARZIALE. Slow down." Like, fuck, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Get
cool. It was
tripped
cool.
on the
man.
walk home.
It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, that's got to be cool.
I gotta say, I have tripped Red Sox when I've seen them walking home. Yeah.
It happens. It happens.
But
It's got to be cool playing over in Europe, though. But not only cool playing in Europe, but you played in the country where A, you had a passport, and you were
And
a
my
citizen,
family
and
came
B,
from.
your family's
Yeah,
from.
You know
right.
what's cool? They did that year. I was in a magazine. I actually still got it. I'll send you a copy. They did an article about me that my father came to America in 1959 to start a family. And he did well. He had a jewelry business. And then I went back to Italy to work.
Yeah.
So the article was about, here's a kid from, his family's from down south. They ended up in America, and this kid finds himself back in Italy again.
That is
It was a cool article. Yeah, it was cool.
That is pretty cool.
And that's a great memory that I had with my father, because I remember that first year, because he never missed a game. And the reason why I picked Utica when I signed with those teams, I had a lot of teams like out west. I picked Utica because I wanted my father to be able to drive to see me.
Right.
It didn't matter what league it was in. I didn't know anything about those leagues. But I said, I want my mom and dad, because they never missed a prep school game. He even fucking took a bus to Des Moines, Iowa. My father got on a bus. My father can't even speak English. He speaks broken English. He would have made you laugh because he fucks up all the words. But he took a bus 36 hours, and I remember he was there, and I was getting ready to go on the ice, and he's hanging over the fence, the glass with his suitcases. He's like, Ralphie! And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? He's like, I took a bus. And I used to call home to give him the news, because me and my dad were close, so I used to call home, Dad, I had a goal and assist. And I'm like, Ma, where's Daddy? Oh, he's at the shop. He's at the shop. For 3 days, I'm like, this fucking guy, he's not answering my calls. He was coming to the rink.
He's on the bus.
But this guy never missed anything. I mean, unfortunately, Italy was tough because it's a whole nother world away. It's an 8-hour flight.
Right.
But he came, you know what I mean?
Easier to get to Italy than Des Moines.
So now we got to call Netflix and just end this story with you have one game in the NHL, and there's a fucking show. There's a movie.
There it is.
There's a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, then what happened was I retired from. So we want to get into why I'm here.
Yeah, your foundation and everything.
I retired
Absolutely.
from hockey in 2004, and I started working, doing mortgages and starting life. And then I got diagnosed in 2007 with an autoimmune disease called scleroderma. Now, scleroderma, what that does is, now that's like hitting the lottery. Like that, usually older women get this. Why a young man would get this, I don't know. But they said it's more with older women.
Interesting.
So what scleroderma is, it hardens the tissues around your organs. Okay? It also gives you like I got these little red spots on my face. They're called telangiectasias. I get Raynaud's in my fingers. My fingers spasm. They get cold. They get purple. And I don't have the severe scleroderma. There's two different types. I got mine's more the lesser severe. But with that scleroderma, 4 years later in 2011, I got diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension. Now what that is, that's high pressures in your lungs. Now that came about because the right ventricle that pumps the blood into the lungs was getting narrow from the scleroderma. Mm-hmm. So it was making it difficult for the blood. So it made the pressures high in my lungs. Now, if this happened 5 years prior, it would have been a death sentence, doctors told me. But because of the medicines they had, I was able to live with it.
No kidding.
I was on 2 different types of pills. One of them was like a Viagra, which wasn't bad because I had like fuel injection. But that I had to live with that, and I had to take 40 milligrams of that every day for my lungs. And then I took another pill, and then I had a breathing nebulizer that I would do every 4 hours. 4 times a day. Every 4 hours, I had to do it like 10 breaths. And I put the medicine in the morning, and I keep it there. So if I was at work or wherever coaching my kids in hockey, I have to go and take this thing and do 10 breaths every 4 hours. So my doctor's like, you can live to be an old man with this. So I lived with that for 10 years. This was in 11.
Now, the scleroderma, is that something that, where does that come from?
It just fucking comes.
It just
it's
comes.
not it wasn't
you don't
passed
catch
down.
it. You don't
catch it. I asked.
It's just one of those.
I said, listen, did I give this to myself? Because, listen, I smoked marijuana as a kid. I did stupid things. I did a cycle of roids when I was a kid because I wanted to be ready for hockey.
Right.
Did I do this to myself? No. It's bad luck. Okay.
It's just one of those things.
All right. Can I give it to my kids? They don't think it's hereditary. So, all right, thank God. So, the scleroderma caused the pulmonary hypertension. The pulmonary hypertension got me on the medicine. I was on it for 10 years. Now, I didn't have any energy because, you can't walk up the stairs. You can't breathe.
Right.
Plus, I was heavy. I'm 5'9". At this time, I was like 280 pounds.
Wow.
280?
I just lost, in the last year, I lost 100 pounds. I'll get to that.
Holy
But I was
smokes.
280 fucking pounds. I was big. And, you're trying to walk around. You can't do that stuff. So you got to do 6-minute walk tests every 6 months. You got to do breathing tests. So when COVID hit, COVID was like the nail in the coffin. They still don't know if COVID caused this, but I know because my lungs were fine. When COVID hit, I was in my kitchen one morning on March when the country was shut down.
Yep.
And I sneezed and I couldn't breathe. I freaked out. Now I got sleep apnea. So I ran in my room and I got my sleep apnea machine. I put it on because it forces that pressure. If it wasn't for that machine, I'd be dead. That machine was keeping me alive, and I was trying to breathe. So that went away. I called my wife, my kids, everybody's around me. The next morning, I'm in bed with my son Dominic, my oldest. He was 12 at the time. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't fucking breathe. I said, Dominic, call 911. Call mommy, call 911. I grabbed the sleep apnea machine. I put it on. The ambulance comes. They said, all right, we got to take you outside. I said, I ain't fucking leaving this machine. I can't breathe. They said, oh, we got oxygen. What do you got, that fucking stupid thing you put in my nose? That's not oxygen. I need oxygen. He goes, we got the same machine in the ambulance. Yeah, but I got to get to the ambulance. He goes, well, that's going to be the longest 2 minutes of your life. So they put me on this chair, and they walked me down the stairs. I couldn't fucking breathe. I don't know if you guys have dealt with that, but when you can't breathe.
Yeah, even just losing your breath. Like, I've lost my breath before. Like,
anxiety kicks in. Your
the whole
blood
thing.
pressure goes up. You think you're going to die. You don't know what to do. So I got in the ambulance. They put the thing on me. I go to the hospital. Now, this is after we've been watching it on TV. You see all these morgues outside with the dead bodies.
Right.
People are dying. We got no room for them. Throw them in the truck. Am I going to end up in a truck? I'm saying to myself now, this fucking COVID. I'm going to the hospital. Everybody's in hazmat suits. I'm going to the hospital. Okay. So I get in there. They do an X. We got to do an X-ray. Do I got COVID? No, your lung collapsed. My lung collapsed. How did my lung collapse? Well, your scleroderma and your pulmonary hypertension, there's fibrosis, there's scarring. It got worse. Bullshit. That's fucking COVID did this to me. We got to do an emergency procedure. They stick a tube through my ribs, like you see when you watch the army movies.
Yeah.
Guy's lung collapse. They stick a pen in them. They stuck this tube through my ribs. Hurt like a motherfucker. They're going to start to breathe now. All of a sudden, you start coughing, you can breathe.
And you weren't out. You were awake.
I was awake. They put this thing right through me.
Holy fuck.
Right? So I'm awake. They stick this tube in me. Now, you got to keep this tube in you. Okay, so now I'm in the hospital for 2 months. The whole spring and summer, I'm back and forth in the hospital. I can't see my family because COVID.
Right.
I'm waving at my kids through the 6th floor window. My wife would take them over there. They're in the parking lot. I'm waving to them. I can't walk. I can't breathe. I got this tube hanging out of me. So they said, okay, we're going to pull the tube out. You should be fine now. Guy fucking, he goes, I'm going to count to 3. And he goes, I'm going to pull it out. He go 1, and he fucking yanked it. I almost punched this guy in the fucking face.
I was going to say,
it hurt like hell. I started screaming. I'm like, what the fuck? He yanked it right out. He goes, all right, you're all right. I'm like, Jesus Christ. 2 days later, I go home. Lung collapses again. Oof. I guess it's something called the pleur or something. It's where your lung sticks to your cavity. It wasn't sticking. So they were debating on whether to give me this procedure with talcum powder and seawater. It turns it to cement, and it glues it there. But if you do that, you can never have a lung transplant. Now, I didn't know this. So I'm like, what are you guys going to do?
Seawater and talcum powder.
Fucked up, right? Seawater and talcum powder. I'm like, we're going to put it in there. It's going to make your lungs stick. You'll be all set. Okay, but my lungs are still fucked up.
Right.
So I'm like, so my lung doctor comes in. Now, this is, she's smart. She's like, we're not going to do that procedure. She's like, you need a lung transplant or you're going to die. Now, I'm 46 years old. I got 3 little boys. Somebody tells you that, like, what the fuck? So I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. She's like, we gotta get you evaluated. So there's a place in Cleveland. They're the best. Insurance wouldn't take Cleveland. Philadelphia, the next best place. Okay, we're going to Philadelphia. Road trip. We go to Philadelphia. I got the tube hanging out of me. In the meantime, they gave me this pump. They put a PICC line through my chest, and they gave me this medicine. It's the Ferrari of medicines. It's called Velitri. I had to wear this fanny pack with this pump, pumping this medicine 24 hours into my chest, into my lungs. If it stops, you die.
Jesus.
So you got to keep an extra one on ice with you. I had to carry this bag with me, keep it with me, and every day I got to change it. I got to make my medicines for the week. I got to keep them in the fridge. What a pain in the ass. But I'm going to live.
You're going to live.
I'm going to live. So you get used to the new norm. So now I go to Philadelphia with all this fucking shit on me. Me, my wife, the 3 kids, her brother comes, and his friend comes, right? So we're in a hotel. We said, the next day I go there, I got to do an echocardiogram. I'm laying on the table. I can't fucking breathe. The thing got clogged. There was a piece of meat or something from my lungs that went into the pipe. It clogged it. I couldn't breathe. They called 911. They rushed me to the emergency room. Now they got to unclog it. They said, you're staying here. You're not staying in the hotel. You're going to stay here.
I would hope.
I came down with my family. It was supposed to. When you go get a lung transplant evaluated, you got to do all kinds of tests, endoscopy, colonoscopies, all kind of ultrasounds. You got to make sure there's
Oscopies.
nothing wrong with you. You can't
Yeah.
have a little pimple of cancer, nothing, or else you don't get put on the list. So now I was going to do all these tests as an outpatient and stay there for a few days. But they decided to keep me in the hospital. So now my family's in the hotel. I said, fuck it, go home. I'm going to stay here. You guys come back next week and get me.
Yeah.
I stayed there for a week. Guys, I was exhausted. Every day, go here, go there, drink this fluid. We're going to put you on a thing. They're going to see the fluid come down. I was drinking clay. I thought I was going to choke on it. This thick clay. They were seeing all the veins and everything on the screen. They did an endoscopy and a colonoscopy at the same time.
You got it from both ends.
They went from both. They put me to sleep. They did both ends. They got to check everything.
One's bad enough.
Oh, you don't understand it.
That's it.
I feel like there's a term for that porn.
It was off. It was
That
off.
might be a category.
It was off. But they did every test. They finally said, so the doctor comes in. He's from Santiago, Chile. Dr. Bermudez. The guy's the best. He comes in. He's got this accent. Raphael, he comes in. He's like, listen, you're a sick man. He goes, you're going to die if you don't get a lung transplant. Again, he's telling me. I said, well, what are my chances? He goes, well, we have an 86% success rate. I'm like, that's pretty fucking good. All right. So I'm like, we got to do this. He's like, yeah. He goes, all right, we'll let you know how all the tests come out. So I go home. They call me up. They said, you're on the list. Your score's a 54. Is that good? Yeah, it's not bad. But here's the kicker. You need a support system. So if you're by yourself and you don't have anybody to help you, you ain't getting no lungs. Because they're not going to put lungs in you, and who's going to care for you afterwards? You got to make sure you got all these letters, all these people willing to help you. Okay, the fact that I was 46, I had 3 young kids, that helped. Nothing wrong with me, that helped. So I got on the list. A month later, now we're coming up to Labor Day, my lungs collapsed again. I don't know what the fuck's going on. They rushed me to the hospital. I'm leaving the house. I go like this to my boys. I get the mask on. I say, Dad, I'll be right back. My little ones, they were 10 and 8 at the time. They're looking at me like, where's he going? I didn't know I was going to come back a year later. I go to Rhode Island Hospital. They go in, they say, there's nothing we can do for you. Your lungs are like 2 bags of cement. Call the helicopter. They call Boston Med Flight. We're going to fly you to Philadelphia. Now I'm on a fucking chopper. They put me in. I'm on a chopper. There's a little window. I'm going over to Jersey Shore. I'm shitting my pants.
So you took a chopper
From fucking Rhode Island Hospital parking
from Rhode
lot.
Island to
They took me down.
Philly.
They took me down on my stretcher to the parking lot. It was a fucking helicopter waiting for me. I got selfies on my website. I took selfies of me again on the chopper. So I'm on the
We
chopper.
all dream about taking choppers everywhere, but
Who
not like
dreams
this.
about? I'm scared shitless
Well,
of
no,
that
you're
stuff.
like the
Yeah.
movies and shit.
Yeah,
You're landing in a
I was
helicopter.
afraid of this chopper. I didn't want to go on a chopper, but I said, I'm going to die anyway.
Yeah.
So might as well go.
Might as well go on a chopper.
Now, we get to Philly, 2.5 hour ride. We got to land. Now, Philadelphia, University Hospital, Pennsylvania, there's all hospitals in one area. And the buildings ain't all the same size, but they're all attached. So when you got to go from one building to the next, you got to take an elevator. You got to go up. You got to go next one. You take it down. But when you land in a helicopter, the propellers, you got to land in between buildings. So I'm watching this fucking guy land, and I see these big buildings, and I'm like, if one of these things clips us, we're dead. He lands on a thing. They bring me in. Right away, they bring me in this room. All these nurses come running in.
And you're awake the
I'm
whole time.
awake. You're
The whole
supposed to
time.
be asleep for this next part. We got to put you on the ECMO machine. ECMO machine's life support. They jam these 2 cannulas in my groin, garden-sized hoses. Oof. It's like someone digging a spoon in you. They're holding me down. I'm screaming. I felt like Jesus Christ at this time. It was awful.
And why didn't they put
They
you
didn't put
out?
me to sleep because they had to get it
Well,
in
they
there.
were like, he's a hockey player.
He's gonna,
Fuck it.
well, yeah,
He'll
maybe
be
that
fine.
too. But no, they're like,
Right?
this guy's gonna die. We got to get this fucking thing in there. I was gonna die. So we don't have time for this shit to put him to sleep. Get it in there. They put it in there. Blood squirting all over the fucking place. They put it in. Now this hose, one of them pulls the blood out like a cranberry color. It goes through this machine. It's called an oxygenator. Cleans the blood. It comes back watermelon color.
I saw this on The Pit. The show The Pit. You ever watch The
No,
Pit?
I didn't see that, but
It's on Max.
I was on this
HBO
machine.
Max. The Pit. They had that.
Is it
as
the
an
blood
emergency
doping?
thing. Huh?
Is it Neil was it
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong?
With
Yeah.
the
Blood doping.
A little different.
So the blood comes in. It's like clean. It's like a watermelon color. So the nurse is like, usually people are asleep when we do this. I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
Where's
is
the
worst-
anesthetic?
It was the worst
Yeah.
fucking pain in the world.
Oh.
So now I'm okay now. Now I'm hooked up to this machine. All I remember is I said, I'm hungry. She goes, well, it's like 8 o'clock at night. She's like, there's nothing really. She goes, I can order you chicken fingers, French fries, and a soda. I'm like, do it. Just could have been my last meal. I fucking wolfed it down. I called my wife. I said, I just ate.
Wait a minute. You
They
wait a
gave me
minute.
fucking-
And I'm not making light of this, but I gotta unpack this. You have blood going in and out.
Yeah.
You're
Wide awake.
on a table.
On a table.
In pain, and you're having chicken fingers and
I
fries.
was fucking hungry. I said, I gotta
You
eat.
got lung problems.
Yeah.
They're giving you fried food.
She goes, there's nothing to eat. She goes, all I can get you is chicken fingers, French. I said, get me whatever. I'm fucking starving. So
Yeah,
I ate.
whatever.
Crazy.
I didn't care. I ate it, and I didn't even like
Yeah.
soda. And I was drinking fucking. If I was gonna have it, it would have been Diet Coke. She gave me a regular Coke with all that sugar. I drank it. I called my wife. I told her, and that's all I remember. I must have started getting anxiety because they sedated me. I was out of it. So now this is where my wife tells me the rest. You're supposed to be on this machine for like 25 days. I was on it for 23 days. They were calling her and saying, listen, he's running out of time. We got to pull the plug. All right?
And you're out the whole time now.
I'm out the whole time.
And you're on life support, basically.
All right. So something happens, I guess. I ended up going septic. I got a blood infection. I got 108 fever. They must have did something with a dirty needle. I had 108
Might have
fever.
been the chicken fingers.
Well, I coded.
Holy
I had
fuck.
108 fever. They called my wife. They said, he's got an infection. We got to take him off the list. You got an infection. You ain't on that list anymore.
Right.
We
Because
took
they
him
don't
off-
want to. I mean, is that because they
Yeah, they don't
don't
want
want
to
to waste
waste
them?
it. They don't want to waste it. No,
And I suppose, as morbid and terrible as that sounds,
it's about their percentages,
it makes
too.
sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not
in this,
gonna. If it's not gonna stick, then
not-
why
yeah.
are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
well, the next part you're going to understand what this part too. So they said you better get up here. So my brother-in-law drives her up there 100 miles an hour. She gets there in 4 hours. 10 minutes before the hospital, they said the medicine we gave him worked. The infection's gone. The fever's gone. He's back on the list. Slow down. But we still
Back
got-
on the list.
But we only got a couple of days left on this machine. So now, what's going to happen? So first set of lungs become available. Now people wait for organs.
Well,
and
I was just going to ask, do you have any idea how many people are on the list?
I don't know how many. It's fucking
Okay.
nationwide.
Yeah, no. I'm
It's
just
nationwide.
curious.
I don't know. But the fact that I got sick that fast and they had to fly me, I went right up onto the list.
Well, yeah,
You go
yeah.
from here to here.
Yeah.
So now this guy's a priority. So I guess a set of lungs become available. The doctor passed on him. I guess the guy sold himself for sex. He didn't want to put me through that shit. I could end up with AIDS or something.
Yeah.
But don't forget too, it's about their percentages. You're gonna put me through this whole fucking surgery. You're gonna make $500,000, right? And then in the end, I'm gonna die in 3 months. No.
Well, and they don't want that.
They don't want that
right?
either.
It's
So-
like the airlines; they want to take off on
Yeah.
time and land on time.
So-
I'm not making light of this, by
Me
the way.
neither, but
You're
I'm
a comedian, so
I am
yeah.
making light of it in the
That's
sense
okay.
that it's so fucking.
No, this is like
crazy,
so
right?
like
It's like
when I watch a movie or a show, like I instill the character, like that's me going through it. So
Yeah.
like if you watch the B-roll or just me, like I'm sitting here grabbing my ribs every time you say something,
Yeah.
like I put myself
well,
in
and
the
I deal
character.
with
Like
this shit.
it's
I
like it's
deal
insane.
with
Yeah.
with
I get the
comedy.
chills
I
every
don't-
time I tell the story
This
because
is
it
absolutely
still doesn't hit me.
ins-
Yeah.
So first set comes, he doesn't like him. Second set comes, he doesn't like the way they look. The balls on this doctor. I'm dying. He's passing on fucking lungs, and lungs is just.
Do you want us to take him a visit? I'll pay him a visit.
But you,
just
know what I
said
mean?
that was
You know what I mean? Like
right
this
out
kid's
of a movie.
dying, and he's
Oh,
passing
shit.
on lungs.
Yeah.
Now this is where God was watching me. Another set comes. He takes those. They wheel me in. Now they're supposed to call a priest. Give me my last rites.
Just
There's no priest in the hospital. Where's the priest? Nobody can find the priest. My wife's telling me this whole story. So I guess one of the nurses called a local church or something. So some priest shows up. So I guess he comes out of the elevator as I'm getting ready to go in the elevator with all the nurses and the doctors. So I guess, now the nurse told my wife the story. They go in the elevator and he's saying the prayers. Everybody's fucking crying. I'm out of it. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Everybody's crying. This guy's fucking praying over me and shit. They take me up 8 hours later. I woke up a month later. I was out of it for a month.
A month?
A month later, I woke up. I was out of it. My wife said I was sitting there like this. She had people FaceTiming me because I'm a movie lines guy. So my friends would call me and do movie lines to try to get me stimulant, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I wasn't moving. I was out of it.
And you're like, so you're awake, but you're not awake.
But I was dreaming because everywhere I went somewhere.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
everywhere I went had to do with oxygen. I remember one of them, I was swimming underwater with dead bodies in a bright light. And there was fucking dead bodies everywhere, and I'm trying to find air. And I could hear my father calling me, Ralphie. Now maybe my wife had the FaceTime there and he was talking to me.
Right.
But it translated in my dream that my dad was looking for me and I'm looking for air. All my dreams were like that. It was so fucking scary.
Wow.
And when I woke up, I'm looking around and I'm like, all I seen was a big wall full of cards from all the kids I coached, because I coached the '08 elites and I coached my 2012, my little kid. So all the kids they had, and my family made a collage, post all their pictures, which stayed with me. That kept me going. So now I'm like this. I couldn't talk. I had a trach in my throat. So I was on a ventilator. Now the ventilator, every day they would try to work it. We're going to disconnect the ventilator today. I want to see how long you can breathe for. 1 minute. Put it back. I couldn't breathe. Put it back.
You're awake for that.
I'm awake, but I couldn't talk. So I'm
just
like this freaking out. Put it back. Okay. Now, I worked myself up to 12 hours one day. And then one day, they said, fuck it, you can breathe on your own. So this is my lungs had to get strong.
Right.
So that was one thing. My legs, I couldn't feel my legs. So they come in.
Because you've been laying there for so long.
I had the drop foot. My feet were going like this. They had to put boots on me. They said, there's a chance you might never walk again. So now they're coming in. They're doing tests on my spine. They're putting acupunctures in my feet. They're touching my toes. Can you feel this? No, I don't feel shit. I still can barely wiggle my toes till today. I was wearing braces like Forrest Gump up to 4 months ago. I had braces because I got neuropathy in my legs.
Jesus.
From all this fucking shit. So I'm in the hospital doing all this. 3 months later, they come in. Did you ever see that movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman?
Yeah.
They come in dressed like that with the fucking hazmat suits on. I'm like, what's going on? You got COVID.
Again?
I got COVID. I never had COVID before.
Well,
I got COVID with my new lungs. How'd I get COVID? I'm in the hospital. A staff member must have gave it to you. Really? So now what? We got to bring you downstairs to the COVID ward. Really? I got to leave this room. I got to go downstairs. Now they bring me down in this fucking dungeon. I'm down there for 28 days on quarantine. And they were giving me that medicine that Donald Trump was all over the news for, that Remdesivir or whatever.
Yeah.
They were pumping that in me. Luckily, I had no symptoms. I was okay.
Right.
But you hear you got COVID. You just got new lungs.
New lungs. That's not
how
what
much
you
more
want to
shit
hear.
you want to pile on to me, right?
Right.
I just survived a lung transplant. Now I got COVID. Okay. Now I can't eat. I got a feeding tube. I got a feeding tube going in my nose into my stomach. Because with the scleroderma, there's a little flap in your esophagus that keeps the food. You know when you drink and sometimes you cough, it goes down the wrong pipe.
Yeah.
That flap keeps the stuff from going in your lungs. That was healing. So I couldn't eat or drink. So 6 months I had to watch TV, Coca-Cola and McDonald's on the fucking TV, and they gave me this little sponge and they would wet my mouth. So I took that to another level. I made my wife get me those colorful spray things you spray in the water, the flavored shit.
Yeah.
So I made them give me a cup of ice. I would spray that. I would dip that. I had a flavor. So I went from that.
Now this whole time you can't talk.
I can't talk. I had to learn how to talk too. So every day they would take this, open up the hole and put a ball in there. And they say, Ralph, practice talking. You can barely hear me talk. There's a video on me online. You can hear me fucking whispering. Talk. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I try to say something. I did. I told them to go fuck themselves. Because they came in at 5 a.m. every morning and try to stick a thing in me to do blood. You're sleeping.
I'm sorry, but that's classic New England.
Well, no, I'm sleeping there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Practice talking. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I'm sleeping
All
at
right, good. Put the ball back in.
5 o'clock in the morning, a lady come in every morning and she jabbed the thing in me to take blood because they got to take your blood every morning, test your levels because you're on antisuppressants to keep your immune system low. I'm still on them for the rest of my life. And if the levels are wrong, they change your medicine dosage. So every day they got to take your blood. So you're trying to sleep and all of a sudden this lady's pricking you and you're like, you motherfucker. So, all right. So,
hence the go fuck yourself.
So I said, go
Makes
fuck
sense.
yourself. So I started to learn how to talk. So couldn't eat for 6 months. Then they say, we're going to send you to therapy down the street called Good Shepherd. So they bring me down there. They decided to take me off my feeding tube. They said, you can eat. Now, what they didn't know, what they should have communicated was, you can't go in from not eating for 6 months and just eating. You got to go to pureed foods. Then they go to chopped. So you gradually work your way up.
It's like a baby again.
Like a baby again. They brought in a fucking plate of steak and rice. And whole milk. Fuck. I fucking wolfed this thing down. I was so hungry. It went in my lungs.
You're shitting me.
It went in my lungs. New Year's Eve, I couldn't fucking breathe. I was dying again. They said, you got aspiration pneumonia.
Fuck?
They rushed me to the hospital. They intubated me. Now I got the fucking thing breathing for me. I wake up 3 days later. My birthday's January 3rd. My family's singing me happy birthday on the FaceTime, and I can't even fucking open my mouth because I got a tube in there. I caught pneumonia 4 times. I caught COVID. All right? I had to learn how to walk again. So I came home a year later. So I went from Philadelphia. I left there after 8 months. I went to a place in New Bedford called Vibra to get closer to my kids. All right? I was there for 2 months. This place, everybody in this place was on a ventilator. I was the only guy in there that they would take down to therapy and practice stuff, stretching me on the board, try to get up on a walker, maybe take a step every day, take an extra step. All right? But these motherfuckers wouldn't let me see my kids because my kids were less than 16 years old. So I said, I moved here from Philly to see my kids. Well, it's COVID. Everybody's on a ventilator here. We can't have kids in the hospital. I want to see my kids. So what they did, they worked a deal with me. Every Sunday morning, my wife could drive my kids up. They would wheel me outside in my wheelchair for 45 minutes. Luckily, it was May. I got to see my kids once a week for 45 minutes like I was in prison. But at first, he's like, you could see them through the glass. I said, buddy, I'll fucking kill you. I said, I want to see my kids. I said, you're going to bring me outside. He brought me outside every Sunday morning. I got to see my kids. Now, you don't see your kids for 8 months. I mean, that's fucking... I cried the whole time. They were jumping all over me. My little one was scared. He didn't know what to... He's seen daddy. He was a coach on the ice. Now he's just... I was 150 pounds in a wheelchair. I was a little guy. All right? But once they took that feeding tube out, I blew up. I fucking got up there. I was like 250 pounds. Because I couldn't walk. So when you're sedentary, when you can't walk...
You can't walk and you're hungry.
And you're hungry... So I got up to last February, I was 280 pounds. All right, I was going to therapy in the wheelchair, doing stuff. I had the walker, so I went from the wheelchair to the walker. Then I graduated from the walker. I cut 2 hockey sticks. I put the rubber knobs that you would put on the top, and I was walking around the gym with the 2 hockey sticks. Everybody knew I was a hockey player. So I said, all right, now I'm walking like this. Now I'm down to the cane. But since last February, I said, fuck this shit. I had somebody prepare my meals. I was at the gym 3-4 hours a day. I was on the machine for 2 hours. I was burning 1,000 calories a day, and I wasn't eating that much. I lost 100 fucking pounds. Now I'm at the point where I'm starting to get ripped. I got fucking abs. I'm 51 years old.
I want to don't move back too far because I don't want anyone missing part of the story.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
fascinating.
the hockey player in me.
Of course, yeah.
Athletes recover, yeah.
Built me back to life. Your body remembers. Every day in the hospital, you want to start crying. You look at that board, and you see your kids and your wife, and you're like, I got to get back to these people. I can't have some fucking cucumber raising my kids. Some guy's gonna be banging my wife, and who's gonna raise my kids?
That's real, huh?
No, it's real shit.
Yeah. That's real fucking shit.
It's not funny, but it's
right?
like that's people. I bet are going. Life. Why the fuck would you think that? Because that's what we think.
That's what you think.
That's what we think.
You're away, and you're like, okay, hey, my wife's a pretty girl. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he's not gonna make it. Let's go try to bang his wife. Or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But you're in the hospital, and you're like, first off, you want to see your kids.
Yeah.
And I got 3 boys. I want to make sure they become men. So I prayed to God every fucking day, you got to get me back there. And I worked my ass off because I was always a hard worker in hockey. They told me I was never going to make it in hockey. And I might not have made it to the show, but I had a decent career because I put my heart into it just like I did in my life. And I'm still doing it. And now I started my foundation and I'm doing things like food drives. I got hockey, big bins in hockey rinks. I'm doing equipment drives. People donating their equipment. I'm cleaning it. I'm redistributing it to special needs hockey. I got events to raise money. I got charity beneficiaries like Boston Med Flight, Center for Advanced Lung Care in Providence. They opened up a new... So I'm doing stuff like that. But the biggest thing I love to do is what I'm doing here today. I do speaking engagements. I go out. I spoke at Hendricken High School. I spoke at Smithfield High School Hockey Banquet. I spoke at Rhode Island Hospital Pulmonary Hypertension Support Group. You know, I'm going out there and I'm telling my story because people, they run into adversity in their lives. It could be something minor, but to them, it's the end of the world.
Right.
They're like, how am I going to go on? How am I going to do this? All right, well, why don't you listen to my story? I died 4 times in the last 4 years. I'm going to tell you, I'll go back to that in a second, why you say that. Okay, I battled COVID. I battled pneumonia 4 times. They told me I wasn't going to walk again.
With new lungs.
With new lungs.
Right.
And don't think
I think that's an asterisk you got to put out there.
Yeah, and
you got to learn how to breathe.
They put new lungs in you. Don't think those lungs are just going to work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because when you're taking that step on that fucking walker, your lungs are going crazy. You got to stop.
This ain't Hollywood. Like,
No,
they
you
go to the
gotta-
hospital, they come out, they're breathing.
No. You got to work. You got to work your lungs just like you got to work your body. My body, it's still not there. It's still not there. So, you know, I'm telling my story to get people to understand. 2 years ago, 2023, this is fucked up. Now, I was home for 3 years. I had my surgery in 23, it was Easter. The night before Easter, I'm coughing. And coughing. My wife's like, what are you doing? I said, something wants to come up. It won't come up. She goes, you're going to break something. What are you doing? All of a sudden, blood starts coming out of my mouth. I'm fucking bleeding. I'm like, I'm coughing up blood. This is like a movie. I said, babe, I'm coughing up blood. I called the doctor. You got to get to the hospital. You got to do a CAT scan. I go down to the hospital. My sister takes me. Now, they don't even fucking wheel me down in a wheelchair. They make me walk down the corridor with a walker. I'm 280 fucking pounds. I'm breathing like a motherfucker. I get in the room. All of a sudden, blood's pouring out of my mouth. They gave me a bucket. They handed me a bucket. I'm filling up this bucket full of blood.
Holy shit.
My sister's looking at me. I looked at my sister. Now, she's supposed to be the one that make me feel like nothing's wrong. I looked at her. She looked like I was dying. I said, Nina, I said, tell my wife and kids I love her. This is it. I thought my lungs came apart. I don't know what was going on. So what happened was I was coughing so much, and I wasn't cleaning my sleep apnea machine like I'm supposed to. You're supposed to clean that thing like at least once a week.
So you like inhaling
I was inhaling.
mold?
Well, it was called Pseudomonas. It was a worm that came. It was a bacteria that came from not cleaning my machine. And the fact that I was coughing so much, I made my bronchial airways raw. That fucking worm got in there. It caused an infection. My lungs started bleeding. I couldn't fucking breathe. I was bleeding blood. So they admitted me in Jane Brown, that fucking dump, right? And
Where's that in Providence?
It's in Providence, but it's like it's not even. It's part of a hospital, but it's a fucked up part of a hospital anyway. So it used to be a mental hospital. So they admitted me over there, and they didn't even hook me up to any monitors. I'm a lung transplant patient. They didn't hook me up to any monitors. They just hooked up the IV with the antibiotics to kill this thing. So they had that, and they had a fungal antibiotic. So they had two to kill the worm. Now, I was on the phone with my sister. It was 11:30 at night, and the nurse comes in. Good thing this nurse comes in, because she came in to change my medicine. My sister heard this whole thing. So I go, I feel like I got to cough something up. And the nurse goes, it's all right, Ralph. Cough it up. Cough it up. Then you didn't hear nothing else. All you heard was, Ralph. I was choking on a fucking blood clot. I went into cardiac arrest.
Fuck.
I went into cardiac arrest. My sister hears, code blue. They come running in. These fucking guys busted 10 ribs. They revived me 3 times. I died 3 times. They busted 10 ribs. I woke up 2 days later in the ICU. I said, what the fuck happened? They go, well, we brought you back a few times. I said, I can't move. I can't breathe. You got 10 broken ribs, 4 on one side, 6 on the other, but they saved your life. I was in the hospital for 2.5 months with this, recovering. My progress I made in the gym, that I was starting to make some progress, went down the fucking toilet. Because once you go to the hospital, every day in the hospital is like a 3-day recovery. Tack on the fucking year, I was already in there. So that's when I started kicking my ass. That's why I'm here today. So you want to talk about a struggle. You want to talk about a struggle. But it all comes back to one thing. I'm a fucking hockey player.
I was just going to say.
We're fucking warriors.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's why I went and I spoke at the hockey bank when I told the kids, all the kids that are housing, the mouths were open. They're like, so now you got to. I went to Hendrick and I told these kids, I said, you coming in this room, you might have something going on in your head. Maybe there's a problem at home, mommy and daddy, maybe some girlfriend's busting your balls, maybe you don't feel good or this and that. I said, when you leave here, your mentality better be different, because it's not that fucking hard. Because everything I went through, I'm still here.
Yeah.
It's about your mind. Your mind tells your body what to do. You could do anything you want to do as long as you follow your mind. Now, not everybody's like that. Some people, they're mental weaklings. I'm sorry. You don't jump off the bridge. You gotta find the engine that makes you work. My engine were my kids.
Yep.
That was my engine. Every time I wanted to give up and I started crying, I'm like, what am I doing? I think about my kids, and I made it back here. And every day I wake up, I pray every night, but every day I wake up, what I got to do today? I don't give a fuck what I got to do, but I'm at that gym for 3 hours. I got my routine. I know what I got to do. Now, my plan next year, I'm getting both my hips replaced. In 3 years, you'll see me on the ice again. I'm playing hockey. Because my hips were supposed to get replaced in 2019 from hockey. That's why I'm still not walking. And I was going to get them replaced, but my lungs were bad, so they wouldn't let me do it. But now that my lungs are good, I'm going to Philadelphia in November to meet with my doctor, and that's going to be the plan to talk about it. I want to get it done here in Rhode Island.
Riles, we got to get him on some divorced dad fitness, creatine, protein.
I can't take that stuff. Yeah. So like every time I want to take something, so I've been taking these perfect aminos to help build my muscle. But I had to send that to Philly, like the picture.
Oh, they have
of it.
to check everything.
They got to
Oh,
check
okay.
everything, even electrolytes. They got to check everything because I'm on these medicines to keep my immune system down so my lungs don't get rejected. But this September 23rd, which is Father Padre Pio Day, that was the day, his birthday. That's when they saved my life. That's going to be my five-year anniversary.
Right on.
Wow.
So I'm going to be 51. I'm 51. I'm going to be 52. But I'm really going to be 5 years old. That's how I look at it.
Right.
And honestly, guys, I feel like I'm in my 20s. Like from here down, I feel like I'm in my 20s. My legs are destroyed. I can't build my muscle back up because my hips are not allowing me to go down in a squat. But once I get my hips replaced, sky's the limit. I'll be back on the ice. Give me another 3 years. I'm playing in that Boston Bruins alumni game.
And that stuff they do with the hips now, in the hips and knees, it's incredible.
Well, my knees are okay, but the hips I need.
But like
more.
all those type of surgeries,
That's what I
like
heard.
the technology now, people are bouncing back quicker.
I hear you get ready. They get you up walking that day.
It's unreal. Yeah.
Yeah, that day.
Yeah,
They get you right up.
But when I was on the phone with Philly, she's like, we don't know if we're going to want you to do it over here. So now I got to go over there and I got to tell them, listen, I'm not coming to Philly and get my hips done and then driving in a car 6 hours after my hips are done. You're going to trust that they can do it over here.
Yeah.
I'll go see the best guy in University Orthopedics. I don't care.
Right.
But it's all about putting me to sleep, the anesthesia.
Yeah.
I think my lungs are strong enough now where I can deal with this. But I got to fix that. If I don't fix that, I'm never going to walk right. You see how I walk, right?
Yeah.
I walk like the fucking penguin. I don't look like the penguin, but I walk like the penguin. You know what I mean?
But you're walking.
But I'm walking.
You're alive.
I was
I
in a
mean, you're a
wheelchair.
fucking
I'm alive.
miracle.
I'm walking.
And
But
you're telling your story, which is incredible.
telling my
Like
story.
awesome fucking story.
Now, there's a couple things. One, now, at what point do you pass that? The lungs are good. You don't have to worry about any rejection.
well, they
Does that
said
day
usually
come,
after
or
a
is that-
couple years,
Okay.
2 or 3 years, you should be good. 5-year mark. 5-year mark is a really good good
Okay.
milestone. But I asked them. I said, "What's the average lung transplant?" They said usually 5 to 10 years. I said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, but that's based on older people." She goes, "You're young." I said,
Right.
"What's the record?" She goes, 30 years. I said, well, I'm going to beat that fucking record.
There you go.
And I'm going to beat that record.
There you go.
That's why I'm in the gym every fucking day.
Yep.
Seriously. I was never able to do a fucking pull-up. I played pro hockey for 10 years. I could never do a pull-up. I'm doing fucking pull-ups now.
Love it.
You know what I mean? That was the one thing I said, I got to build my back up. I'm going to do fucking pull-ups. I was always jealous of those guys who could fucking just hang.
Yeah.
Chara.
I get
know what I mean?
pull-ups were good
Could
for
you
me.
do pull-ups?
My record was 34.
See, I
At
could
the
barely do
Western
I could do
Yeah,
Highway.
one.
but
I could do one.
he also did a cycle too.
That was well,
What'd you do? What'd
not
you do?
just one.
What'd you do?
It was about
Deca
10,
waist
12
drill?
years. You name it.
It's your generation.
You name it.
Yeah.
I might have tried it out.
Oh,
How old are you, Mark?
I'm 55.
All right. And you?
Yeah.
43.
So, yeah.
Do you guys feel like your body's changing?
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I feel like the achiness, like my knees, my joints, like one of my last years skating, I got a torn meniscus. I try to, tough it out, and then, got that taken care of. I skated for like 2 more years after that, and I'll probably have to get the other one done at some point, but just toughen it out.
not just
No,
like,
like
not just like the physical part of your body. What about like inside? You feel like you're okay? Like, everything okay, like health wise? Now, I'm not trying to get personal.
No, you're right. I mean, no, like you do feel it. Like,
This is the age where it changes. That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
right. Like, I'm 43 now, like a couple of years away from like the colonoscopy thing and all that kind of.
you never
crap.
had one done yet?
No, not yet.
I
Like,
haven't either.
Like 45.
I
Yeah,
was
What the fuck
supposed
you
to
doing?
have
You're
it done
55.
at 50.
yeah, you should have it done.
I know. But I feel
Feel good?
I eat like super healthy and
That's good.
A lot of organic. I don't no junk, no chemicals. I try to stay away from all
That's
that
the key
shit.
right there.
Right.
The key is the food.
I try to eat, healthy, stay in shape, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. I've had 11 surgeries. So,
Really?
yeah, 3 backs, knees, each 2 on one on the other, two hernias.
He
shit.
can't get
hand
out of the way on the
surgery.
ice. No.
It's all hockey related? All hockey related?
Well, the back hockey and weightlifting, the
Yeah.
back hockey originally did the injury senior year at Curry, and then the knees obviously from hockey.
Yeah.
All those years on the blade, yeah.
The hernias. One was when I was little.
What kind of hernia did you have?
Inguinal. Does that sound right?
Was it a belly button one?
Well, the first one I had, I was 18 months.
So me too.
And,
I had that one. My balls,
I
my
had
mother
that-
said, were like this big. Yeah.
Yeah, mine.
Oh, shit.
Well, I think I had an undescended one.
Man, my mother
So
said,
you guys had it in your sack?
yeah.
No, but my second hernia, which was back, I don't know, probably 2000, early 2000s, it was amazing. They went in laparoscopically through the belly button, two in the side, one on the belly button. Boom! I was in the gym a week later.
Wow.
I was in a gym. I was actually in the gym 2 days prior to the surgery, and then a week after the surgery, I was back in the gym.
I had an umbilical hernia. I had a tennis ball coming out of my fucking belly
wow.
button.
Yeah, see, no, I had
awful.
I had it. Mine didn't push fully through. They caught it, early enough.
What do they do? They just cut it out?
They go in and they push it. It's your intestine basically pushing through. I mean, I'm no doctor and I don't play one on full ride, but it pushes. They basically push it back and put a patch over it so it doesn't push through.
That mesh, right?
Because the mesh.
Yeah.
Because the lining of your stomach muscle, I guess, weakens, and that's why it pushes through. So they just push it back, put a patch, and usually,
Yeah. Right.
But my back surgery, my second one in 2014, I got meningitis. And so that fucked me up. And I was in the hospital for 2 weeks.
I just think he
with that.
uses it as an excuse, like when he bails on games. He's just like,
I'm gonna go get a
he's like,
surgery.
oh, no, my back's sore. He's like, I can't. Can you fill those games for me? I assign a lot of hockey, so he works for me. So
You got the schedule.
He'll have games on Wednesday. He'd be like, oh I hurt my back at the camp today.
You take advantage a little bit.
Well, we're partners here.
Right?
Oh,
What the fuck? He's got to.
He got to bust his balls.
Yeah.
Did you take painkillers or anything?
I had the problem with that with the backs. Like, I never did it recreationally.
No,
And
I know,
Thank
but,
God.
You never go hooked on that.
I did get hooked on it when I was before the surgeries because
you
I
did?
couldn't function without it.
Yeah.
I was taking 2 Vicodin every 2 hours
it's
just to get through the
understandable.
day.
Yeah.
But then luckily,
That fucks your fucking kidneys up.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, now I haven't drank in it'll be 20 years in November, so that kind of helped me in that way. But after the surgeries, thank God, I was able to get off them both times. But I was definitely, that's how that road starts.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't get off them.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Well, luckily you didn't go to anything else.
well, that's
The next
path.
step. The next step, you're sticking
Yeah.
needles in your arm.
No, I know, and luckily, I was taking it to function with the pain, and I wasn't getting high. Like I was literally, it was
You had
getting
to.
me through that 2 hour
Well, see,
period.
now you got a strong
right?
mind because look at it. You did what you had to do.
But
Right.
But I was lucky
Yeah.
in the sense that I was doing it just to get through the day with the pain.
Yeah.
I never got high off of it because I was in so much fucking pain. It was just getting me through the day.
Yeah.
But I was physically hooked on it for
But
sure.
you had to get that surgery done.
Oh, I had to. It was no question.
Now it's good?
And 2 years ago, it went. I was on crutches for a week. I couldn't walk, and they didn't want to operate on me because of the meningitis. They were afraid to go back in and ignite that. Plus, I have so
What
much
is that? What is meningitis? Bacteria?
Meningitis is a spinal cord, bacterial spinal cord.
So it's like an infection in your spinal cord?
And you can, people lose limbs. They lose.
You could
sight.
die in that shit too,
And
right?
yeah, I didn't know it was that serious till after the fact, and people were like, "Holy fuck!"
Fuck.
But if they go back in and it's in there, and they ignite it, then I'm fucked.
Can they catch it?
So no, it's not contagious.
Oh, okay.
It's not contagious. And it's one of those things. It wasn't like they did anything wrong.
But if they touch it and they fuck with it, it could start it up again.
Well, that's why my surgeon said, I'm not going in. Like, we're going to avoid that as long as we can. And they'd have to cut me in the front because can't go in the back because there's so much scar tissue. And he said, I don't want to go in the front because now I'm moving organs. And I don't want to take the risk that bug's still in there. So I did 3 cortisone shots. And that did the trick. The third one did the trick. And it's
good.
been good since. But I said to him, I'll do cortisone shots for the rest of my life if I can avoid that.
But see, now somebody else, right, that is not strong, they could have ended up becoming a junkie.
Oh,
And it happens a lot.
That's the way that's a lot
That's
of people.
how it starts.
with
How'd you
back
become a junkie?
injuries.
Well, I was fucking her and I was taking medicines.
yeah.
And it led to this, it led to that.
That's why when you see people like that, people always look down on people or whatever.
You don't know the whole story.
No,
There's a lot of professional athletes that had hit rock bottom. Like, who was one of the ones that dated the Kardashians? There, like, didn't he fall off the deep end?
Yeah. One of our guests, Kevin Stevens, had a problem with it.
Yes.
He had a
that's right.
major problem, but he's doing great
He's good now, right?
Oh,
Yeah, he's clean.
fantastic.
Yeah, he's
long
doing
time,
great.
right?
And he's
Yeah.
He's helping other people. Yeah.
Power Forward 25 is his foundation.
Yep.
They do great work. He was a guest on the show. You look at like Derek Sanderson. Look at him. He had the alcohol problem and the drugs and again, amazing. Bobby Orr is the one that helped him get clean.
Imagine.
Mario Lemieux helped Kevin Stevens. I mean,
How about Mario Lemieux's story?
Mario Lemieux, I know. So, but I think it's hockey is, I think, the common thread.
Very special.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because when you, and this is not to take away from any other sport.
No.
Well, maybe soccer. But, I'm kidding. Hockey players, people say they're
It's a
they're
certain
different.
animal. You're a certain animal.
Right? Like, playing a broken leg. Patrice Bergeron played in the playoffs with a
what's his
punching
name when he
lung.
blocked that shot? What's his name?
Campbell.
He blocked
Soupy.
the shot. He stayed out
Blocked
there
the
for a
shot,
minute.
stayed out there
I mean,
with
you
a broken
imagine
leg.
the pain he was feeling?
Oh, but
Adrenaline. Oof.
But I think that's why you're sitting here telling this story.
Yes, that's exactly
If you weren't
why.
a hockey player and you didn't go through all those things in that sport.
But I wasn't a tough guy.
No, but
I was just a hockey player.
It's a mental
thing.
You don't
so
have
people
to be.
don't want to look at me and say, "Oh, he made it because he was a good." No, it has nothing to do with being a tough guy.
No, it's discipline.
Well,
it's
the
discipline
there's a-
and
there's
the
a
drive
difference.
and the
Discipline, determination,
But
perseverance.
you are
And
a tough
coach-
guy.
and
You might
coachability.
not have been
Yes.
a fighter, but that doesn't mean you weren't a tough guy.
No, I can
Anyone
handle
who goes out,
myself.
like Derek Sanderson said it best. Hockey is a game of courage, right?
Yeah.
Like you say all the time, there's no out of bounds, right?
It's a lot of courage.
No matter if
Yes.
you fight or you don't, anyone who steps on that ice
You got to have courage.
at any fucking level, right? Especially the level you played at, college level, that's a toughness, mental toughness and physical toughness that can't be. You learn that by playing hockey.
And you also know, stepping on that ice, your life could end at any time.
Anytime.
I mean, you're playing a game, but
That's scary.
Yeah.
When I used to get on the ice, every time I got on the ice, I used to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I was brought up that way.
Yep.
But it's like it helps having them in your corner.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the kid from BU back in the '90s.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
yeah.
Travis Roy. Yeah.
His first fucking shift, he's in a wheelchair the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And I was afraid to put my kids in hockey, even though I was diehard hockey. I used to think about that.
Yep.
God forbid something happens to these fucking kids. You know what I mean? It'd be my fault for putting them into hockey. Thank God we got out of it. They don't play
Yeah.
anymore. They stopped. My wife did it that year I was in the hospital, but she was driving them all over New England. She couldn't do it.
Yeah.
She wanted to kill herself.
Too much.
And
That's
and,
too
and,
much.
and then
Too
I
much.
realized that the kids, they didn't love the game like I did. They did it for me. So like when you were playing hockey, you come home, you would go and stick handle yourself. You
Shoot
would watch
pucks.
the game. You would learn.
Yeah.
My kids, I'd be like, let's go outside and shoot some pucks. Let's go in the garage. Let's pass. You want to watch the Bruins with me? Dad. How you going to learn hockey if you don't watch it? They never did that. They did it at the rink, and that was it. Right. So when my shit happened and they stopped, I was okay with it. Because now I got them there.
Right.
There was a year I couldn't see them. Now like when I want
Yeah.
to see them, come over here, give me a hug. Daddy, what the fuck? Come on, go and give me a hug. There was a year I couldn't smell you blowing farts. Now I can smell your farts. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're your kids. You know what I'm
Perspective
saying?
changes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
There's the things that you miss.
Absolutely.
I wish you guys never have to go through anything I went through. Like I went through hell and back.
Felt like I just went through and listened to the story.
But that's why I want to tell my story to people.
Yeah.
I want to just
Incredible.
keep getting out there, and everybody that hears a story, they're like, it's an incredible story, and it hits me every time I tell it. It takes me to another level. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I really went through this fucking shit.
You went
Because
through
when you're
a
going
lot.
through it, you don't think about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You just do it.
Well, you do it.
You got to do it.
But anytime you have that, you do it, and after the fact, you go, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, it's not only is it inspiring, not only is it, I think, a testament to being an athlete, right? And not everyone's an athlete. I'm not saying you have to be an athlete to
survive.
overcome diversity or
Yeah.
survive an illness.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in your case, you were an athlete, you were a hockey player, and it also is a story of perspective. Like, people complain about this or that, my iPhone's dead or
Stupid
like there's
shit.
traffic, which is real in the moment. But in the big scheme of things, who gives a fuck?
Like money,
right?
Money don't mean fucking shit.
Yeah,
I
right.
used to listen. When I retired from hockey and I started doing mortgages, I killed it. I made money for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I chased money. And I would come home late at night, and I didn't even get to put my kids into hockey till he was 6 because I was always out trying to make money. After this shit happened, I don't give two fucking shits about money. The money I raise, I want to give it to my charity beneficiaries. I got enough to put a roof on my head, food in my belly, my kids are, everybody's happy, and we're okay.
Yep.
That's it. Because in the end of the day, what are you going to do with money? You're going to take it with you.
Well,
It's nothing.
Right.
When people ask me how I'm doing, my answer is always, I'm looking down at the dirt, not up. It's a great day.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Because tomorrow ain't guaranteed to any of us.
That's right.
So why not live right now? And you know what?
Yeah.
If I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to try to do the same thing I did today. That's how I live.
Are you guys
Trust it,
religious?
Not
I'm
really.
spiritual. I'm very spiritual.
I mean, you don't have to go to church. I mean, you can. Talk to them,
Like I was raised Irish Catholic, so I still have that. Irish Catholic
Were
guilt.
you baptized? Did you
Yeah, I
make
did
a
the whole thing,
confirmation?
confirmation, the whole thing.
You
I'm
take-
a recovering Catholic.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
I God, all that. I just don't. The religion part, I have a problem with because
Everybody does. It's normal.
of all the things
Right.
that happened back.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I'm not saying anything. I'm a universe guy.
Yeah.
I believe that there's a divine something up
There's
there.
got to be something.
Whatever.
Because listen, the shit I went through, there's too many close calls.
Yeah.
I should have been gone already. He brought me back here for a
Yeah.
reason. I believe it. He brought.
Yeah.
I wear him on my neck. My mom, we lost my dad 2 years ago. She's 88. She lives by herself. She reads the rosary. She reads the Bible.
Yep.
She watches the Catholic channel all day long.
My mother did that
she
too.
talks to.
Yeah.
She's mailing shit to Italy. They're sending her prayer cards. She was doing that when I was in the hospital. People were praying for me. He saved me for a reason. And I don't know what the reason's for. It's to do this.
Yeah.
It's to talk to people because you might have somebody that comes into that meeting and they're like, I got to hear this story. I'm thinking about offing myself tonight. I don't think life's worth it. And then they hear that story. Maybe I saved that one person.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, I got something to fucking live for.
Yep.
You got to find something to live for. Whether it's your kids, you got a girlfriend, a dog, a cat.
Or even find
Who
like
gives a fuck?
inspiration in something too, right? Like you're just feeling down the dumps, you're feeling bullshit,
Yeah.
right? And then you think of your story and you're like, man, the shit you went through, what you would give just to fucking be in someone's position,
Oh,
right?
fuck, man.
Like I'll never forget, like Luke Galvin, it was like a Friday night. I just sat in traffic. I pulled into Providence College, right? I'm going to referee a Division I college hockey game. Providence, like probably BU or something, right? And it was at the end of my career, and like I had a lot of shit go on at home, and I was just fucking grumpy. And like I always like try to make a phone call to like a referee guy or someone to put me in the right mindset before I walk in the fucking rink. And so I called Luke, and you know what he said to me? He goes, "Man," he goes, "You're so fucking lucky to get to do what you get. Like, that you still get to do that." And because he doesn't get to do that anymore.
Why? What's wrong with him?
Well, he's older. He's retired,
Oh, okay.
right? He's an old fart now.
But he was a ref?
Yeah, he was a ref. He was he was one of my mentors. He still is a mentor
Yeah.
in a lot of
So
ways.
he
He
was
actually
feeling-
coached. He coached the Harbor Wolves,
Yeah.
which was the Matty O'Neill
Yeah,
club,
after
became
you,
the
yeah.
Harbor Wolves, and him and I coached the Harbor Wolves for a couple of years.
Okay.
So
like I just always like remember him saying that, and it was my last season working. But he was just like, "Man, you're so lucky you still get to do that." And I was like, "Wow!" I was like.
It
You know
hit
what?
you.
I
It hit
am.
you. Yeah.
I was like, I am lucky, and it just flipped my mind into like a positive note. And I went out and I had like a good experience
Yeah.
where like, you just have that like fucking shitty day, and you're like, man, I got to go to work, even though your work's really cool, and it's an awesome experience, and you're very privileged to be able to do something like that because not everybody gets to ref at that level, and and anybody would give their left leg to go do what I was doing that night, and you take it for granted when you're in that, and you're going through it, and it's a grind.
So his words,
his
lifted
words like
you up.
just like lifted me up a little bit, and that's why you have mentors and things like that.
Words are powerful.
well, and not for nothing, but we're not here that long in the
Right.
grand scheme of things. I mean, think about it. Humans have been around for what 10,000 years, if you believe science,
Right.
And if you don't, at least 3,000 years. And we're here for what? 100. If you're lucky, 105, maybe 70, maybe 80, maybe 40, maybe 10. Like fucking why not be positive? Why why be negative and be miserable? Because
I have two parents that are negative.
We all have trauma. Yeah. I'm his therapist to the right up and the back. He gets everything out of his system and yeah. But but it's
awesome.
Now before I want to talk more about the foundation because the foundation is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
Right. And what you do, who you help. In like I mentioned earlier, the MARZIALE foundation.org
Yes,
is
that's
where
my
people
website.
can get information on it.
Yeah, you can even follow on social media too.
Right. Tell just like maybe because it's anyone that starts a foundation like you've done, I find to be rock stars because
Well, I've had
that's
some help
what it's
along
all
the way.
about.
I've had some help.
Well,
and
yeah,
some-
but it's about giving back.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is it's like it's called sweat equity. You got to do stuff. So like you could start it on paper, but unless you get out there and start doing things. So like the beginning of the year, I did a couple food drives. So I live in Bristol, Rhode Island. There's a food bank there called East Bay Food Pantry. So what I did was I contacted some restaurants, and I had these boxes made up with my logo on it and a QR code. And I asked the restaurants if I could put these boxes in there. And most of the restaurants participate. Not everybody shared it on their social media because when you go out to eat, you look at the menu you go on their line, you look at what you're going to eat. Mm-hmm. If you get to the restaurant, you see a box there, it's a food drive, you ain't going to have no food to put in there.
Right.
You're going to know before you get there.
Right.
So I asked the people, please share it on your social media, share it on your website. That when people go in there, it's going to pop up, oh, bring some food, bring a can of tuna fish, something.
Right.
So now, most of the places, we did well. I raised the East Bay Food Pantry, I raised almost 900 pounds of food. Took us 2 months. It wasn't bad. And then I did one down in Narragansett for the Johnny Cake Center of Westerly, and I asked some restaurants down there. Now, that's not my area,
Right.
but I tried that area, and I used some restaurants, and maybe half the restaurants, the boxes were empty. People were throwing trash in there. Now, you can't blame the people. You got to blame. Now, I'm blaming the restaurant, but you got to help market it.
Right.
So you want to give back. Okay. Some of the places, they would just give me a donation. Say, there was nothing in the box. Here's $100 towards it. You give it, whatever. But so I did that for a couple of months. Then I said, you know what? I'm a hockey player. We got to figure out something to do for hockey. So I know the guy that's running the special needs program for the Providence Bears. His name's Jerry Letourneau. Nice guy. And he does that. So I'm like, these kids need equipment. You know how expensive hockey is. Mm-hmm. What do you people do with your equipment when you just throw it away?
Right.
All right. So I put the bins. I put one in West Warwick, one in Pawtucket, Lynch Arena, and one in Rhode Island Sports Center. Good sized bin, 4x4x4. It's got my logo on. It's got a QR code. If you don't want to donate equipment, scan the code. You can donate some money. I got all the rink managers' phone numbers. They got mine. I text them. How's the bin doing? It's a little. Ralphie, the bin's full. All right, I get my truck. I drive over there. I got a couple empty hockey bags. I go in there. Now, I can't do it myself, so I get the rink manager. Help me out. Fill these bags up. We'll throw them in the truck. Take the truck home. I spread it all out in the garage. I let my little guy help me. That's his job. We spread it out. We put the knee pads over there, the helmets over there. Boom, boom, boom. I get the the bacterial spray. Bring me the stuff one by one. I spray it, and then we put it in the bags. We bag it, knee pads in this bag. And I keep an itinerary. And then I call up Jerry. Jerry, this stuff's all ready. Come get it. I leave it outside for him. I already did 4 runs for him. The guy's got a lot of shit. Now, there's another aspect to this. They need money for ice time. So I'm trying to get some events. So I got a hockey tournament for men's league at Cranston Veterans Ice Rink, August 22nd. I developed a hockey tournament. Men's league teams. I put every single class here, open, A, B, C, D, over 50, over 35. Whoever wants to register, register. Not a lot of money. And the money we make, we can give it to special needs so they can buy some ice time. But what I'm trying to do with this tournament is, because you guys go to hockey tournaments, you don't really get anything. You go, you play a few games, all right, whatever. I want to give everybody a nice shirt. And I put on the thing, the winning teams for each division. I'm going to take them out, maybe like the Thirsty Beaver, and they can drink and eat all night for free on me. The winning teams. What's better than that? At least you got something to play for. Then we could have a little trophy. I can give everybody medals on the winning teams. And then make it a tradition. So this is going to be the first year. I don't know if it's going to be a bust. I had it set up for June. I only had one team register. A lot of guys were like, people going on vacation.
June's tough.
So I said, all right.
Yeah.
So I talked to a couple of the rink guys, and they said, maybe you should do it at the end of August, right before the season starts, before youth hockey starts. Men's league season's going to start. Maybe you could do that. So I set up for August 22nd at Cranston. That's on my website. Then I got a pickleball tournament coming up in Warwick at Centerline Pickleball. All right, a guy used to be friends with this guy, Paul Francis. He owns the place. I seen him on social media. We were going to do it down in Ocean State Pickleball in Narragansett, but I don't know anybody down there.
Right.
I'm from the Johnston area. I grew up in Johnston. I live in Bristol, but my following is that area. So we switched it to Warwick. So that's going to be September 20th. It's on a Saturday, 1 to 5. That one, I'm trying to raise the money for the Center for Advanced Lung Care, Brown University. So these people was my doctors that took care of me when they sent me to Philly. They opened up a new center in Providence to deal with lung disease. They want it to be a place where everybody comes. See how I went to Philly? Mm-hmm. Eventually, they want to have to do lung transplants here.
Right.
So when they opened it up, I was their poster boy. There's a letter on my it's on my golf website, but there's a letter that they did when they presented this. It's called CALC, Center for Advanced Lung Care. They put me in the letter, my whole story. So it was like, here's a guy that went through it.
Right.
So I made them one of my charity beneficiaries. Boston Med Flight. Without that helicopter, I wouldn't be here today.
Yep.
I guess they spent $7.2 million in unreimbursed expenses without insurance. That's all donation based.
Wow.
That company's a monster. It's a nonprofit. They need money.
Yep.
So now I haven't raised any money yet. I just started the foundation, but these are places. Gift of Life Foundation in Philadelphia. That's where I got my lungs. That's the organ place. They're a nonprofit also. So, and that's another thing. I wanted to find out who gave me my lungs. So I wrote a letter.
I was going to ask you, did you find out where they came from?
This is fucked up. So a couple years ago.
That was the question I had that I forgot.
I waited. The first couple of years, I said, I don't want to. So I said, fuck it. I wrote a nice letter. I said, if you could tell me something about the person that was in your family, they saved my life. I'm part of their life. They're part of mine now. I get to be with my family. If there's something you could tell me about them, please. Nice letter. You can't give any of your information. All you can put is your first name. And you send it to the Center for Advanced Lung Care. All right? You send it for the Gift of Life Foundation. They review it. They send it to them. You have no contact.
Okay.
You got to go through this channel.
Right.
So this was 3 years ago. So I called them a year ago. I said, "Did you hear anything back?" She's like, "No, but it's not common. Sometimes it takes like 4 or 5 years." I said, "Well, what if there's nobody in their family?" She goes, "That could be it too. It could be there might not be anybody left in their family." So I don't know if I'm ever going to know who gave me my lungs. But my wife said that the doctor said it wasn't an older. It was a man, because you can get lungs from a girl, a young boy, because it doesn't have to do with age or sex.
Really?
It has to do with blood type and chest size capacity. So the size of your chest. So if you got a young
because
kid,
people's lungs are different sizes.
yes. So if you got like a young kid with the same chest size, it could be a kid. So I guess it was a guy. All we do know is that he traveled to Mexico on vacation because they were doing parasite tests on my lungs before they gave them to me.
Okay.
And my wife overheard that. So they said the guy must have traveled on vacation to Mexico. Doesn't mean he's a Mexican. Doesn't mean he's a drug cartel guy. You know what I mean?
Could mean just he likes Cancun.
It could be an ex-con. You don't know. Because anybody could be a lung donor.
Yeah.
You know? I would like to know who it is, but I might never know.
Yeah.
But regardless, they're gone and I'm here.
Yep.
But I'm still a part of it. But a part of me did change. My wife said it. She goes, "You're fucked up." She goes, she goes, "There's something changed about you because you're more fucking annoying." She said, "So there's something about you." And like, I kind of like a couple different things that I never liked before. So I think I got something from that person. It's true.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What was the name of the movie where they got a transplant and it was from a serial killer? And the person who got the transplant all of a sudden remember the movie?
I don't know. Yeah,
I should know this.
That was a movie that they got. I bet Mike or someone here would know. They got I forget if it was a heart or lungs or something.
It was something.
And it was from a serial killer. And it changed the person, and the person started wanting to kill people.
I might have shut that movie off halfway through.
You know what?
It's true.
I'm going to activate the Google machine.
It's true though, because
I do remember this. Yeah,
you do feel different. You do get a couple different feelings.
Serial killer.
You know, like some things that you might not have liked before.
Body parts in 1991.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Centers around a psychologist who, after losing his arm in a car accident, receives a transplant of a limb from a serial killer.
And that arm,
And
yeah.
the psychologist
tries to kill people.
It begins experiencing visions of murder, suggesting a connection between the donor and his actions, and da-da-da-da. So it was a limb. It wasn't an organ, but body parts. 1991.
So they could do that too. They can take a body part and put it on something.
Well, I think it's movies.
Yeah, I don't think they can really do that.
No.
Right?
No,
once
that
a
was
body part's off for a certain amount of time, it's
Yeah,
dead, right?
no.
Yeah.
That's Hollywood.
I think if you lose a finger or
was
something,
Hollywood.
put it on ice, maybe you'll sew
I
it
think
back
you have
on.
to have your own thing.
Yeah, your own finger.
Yeah, you know.
But isn't it incredible, like how we've come so far?
Oh,
it's nuts.
It's unbelievable.
Like I still do. My sister said she watched the video of a lung transplant. They show it on like how they do it and stuff, but like it's not just a bag. There's all kinds of veins and bronchial tubes. Like they gotta make sure all that shit's fucking stitched in and make sure it's all working. So I was telling you about the Dr. Bermuda. So I was in the hospital after 6 months, and they were taking me down to therapy in a wheelchair, and I didn't see this guy for 6 months. Now everybody had a mask on because it was COVID. I never seen anybody's face until I went back 3 years later. I seen his face. I'm coming down the hallway in the wheelchair, and I seen a figure of this man. In the back of him, I said, "That's the fucking doctor." And I'm starting to get these chills. I told the physical therapist, I said, "That's Dr. Bermudez. Go over there." So I went over there, and I said, "Dr. Bermudez." And he turned around. He goes, "Raphael," with his accent. And I just started fucking crying. And he goes, "It's all right, man." He goes, "It's all right." I mean, it was like I seen Jesus. This fucking guy saved my life.
Your life, yeah.
You got to feel it's coming over me now. You got a feeling like this guy is the reason why I'm here. Not just him, the whole team, but he's the hands. He's the top guy.
He's the guy that went to medical school. He's the guy that put the time.
3 or 4 a week.
Yeah.
I mean, what's this guy do? 3 or 4 a week? I mean, come on.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy because one, you had to get the right set of lungs. The doctor wanted to get the right set of lungs, and then those lungs have to be transported to you, and they have to be okay
in a certain time frame.
Right.
In a certain time frame.
And then the doctor. I mean, just the thought of taking a lung out and putting one back in is fucking mind blowing. Well, like you just said,
they got you wide open. So they cut me from here to here.
Oh yeah.
Now listen to this. Then they busted this.
Yeah, you got to open.
And I didn't realize this. I got right here. I'll let you feel it afterwards. I didn't notice until I lost 100 pounds. I got a fucking metal bracket in here. I got these 2 little fucking screws or wires. I call Philadelphia. Mark, feel right here. It's okay. We're on TV. It's all right.
Normally I get nervous when a guy says "feel right here."
No, this doesn't mean you're
gay. I'm not taking a check.
I want you to feel right here. Just feel right there.
Holy fuck!
It goes all the way across. Wow. So one day I'm in my house and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" So I called Philadelphia and I said, "What's in my chest?" I said, "I feel like these metal bumps." She goes, "Oh, those are wires and shit." She goes, "Oh, you're all wired shut." She goes, "We had to bust your sternum open and put it back together." Jeez. I would have never known that if I didn't lose weight. And now I feel it all. So when I'm in the gym and I'm leaning up against the incline and I'm doing like back dumbbells,
you can feel
the pressure. It feels like the screws are going to rip through my skin because it's pushing up against my skin. I got to be careful. I got to move my chain because if my chain hits up against it, it's more.
I got a screw in here, and every once in a while I hit it. Like if I bump it the right way, it's like, oh, all right.
Didn't that feel fucked up?
Yeah, you're like the bionic man.
I'm like
over
RoboCop.
here.
Wait till I get my hips done. I'm maybe RoboCop.
You're RoboCop,
right?
This fucking guy over here. It's unbelievable. You're a miracle.
Yes,
I mean you're a miracle.
I know.
I mean, just
it's crazy.
Like it fucking mind blowing.
And I asked myself, why? What did I do? Yeah, all right. I'm not a bad guy. You know what I mean? I take care of my family, I take care of my kids, I love my wife, I do it. When I was a kid, I never did anything bad, I never killed anybody, I never hurt anybody. I mean, maybe with the girls, you don't call them back or whatever, you whatever. Every guy does that,
Sometimes there's no reason.
There's no right?
There's no reason.
Why
I'm still waiting for
me?
a few phone calls back from them.
Why would you spare me? Why am I spared? Why? And I got to do something with it. I'm not just going to sit there and watch TV, which I love to do. You ask me about any movie or show or series, my friends call me all the time.
You better go home and watch Full Ride.
I'm going to watch that now.
Yes, Full Ride, YouTube.
I'm going to watch it.
Like and subscribe.
Right?
You guys subscribe to watch it?
No.
No,
but give them a like, though. Yeah.
But you can subscribe to
Well, I
Chirping
started,
Zebras.
when I came in, I pulled up. I followed you guys on
all right.
Chirping Zebras. I followed
Fantastic. And we're going to follow you
you. You're gonna
back.
follow my foundation.
Absolutely.
too,
We'll promote it too.
And then-
Absolutely.
And when you guys do this thing, make sure you share it. Tag my foundation.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll put it out
Yep.
there. We'll get it. We're gonna.
I'm gonna.
We love pumping up.
And I talked to Mike too because I wanted to give a shout out. I got a guy that helps me. His name's Todd Prentice, and we coached our kids together. I met him when I was coaching my 7-year-old. He's a great guy. He owns a company called Northeast Advertising Solutions, and he built my website. And he does a lot of shit for me, and he does my social media and stuff. But he's busy. He runs a business. He's got a family, so there's a lot of things I want to get done, and I'm always I feel like I'm bothering him, But he does a lot of shit for me, and I told him, I don't have any money, but eventually when we start making money, I want to take care of him. He doesn't want money,
Right.
and I was talking to Mike because Mike says he handles your social media, so maybe I can start, maybe doing something with Mike. Nothing against Todd, but maybe they can work together. Because I want my shit to start getting out there more.
There's a lot of hands go into all this
I'm
stuff.
not good at this stuff.
Right.
That's why we pay him to do it.
I post stuff, but I get it from Josh. I get it from Mike. Like if it wasn't for the team that's involved with this podcast, like every podcast,
right,
it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or it will happen, but it's not gonna happen.
Well, you got podcasts. All I got is like my speaking engagements. I go out. I want to put that on my website.
Yeah.
I want to blast it out on my Facebook page, my Instagram.
Yep.
Like I got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
It's TikTok.
But we only
I call it the TikTok because I'm
but
old.
we only use the Facebook. Like I got to start using all these other ones.
Yeah.
He was telling me all the followers you guys got on all these things.
Yeah.
I want to start doing that. So when I do my videos, I bought a nice tripod. I set up. I got a remote control. When I sit in front of the school or whatever, I hit the button. I got these microphones that go over here, and it records me. I feel like I'm on TV. You know what I mean?
Now, is it magnetic? Do you just stick it to your chest?
No, I
With
put
the
it on my
screws?
shirt. I don't even know if this will go off in a metal detector because the shit they use is like titanium.
Yeah,
right?
no, they use all kinds of stuff now.
Yeah, they're not going to use something that's going to get rusty.
I would hope not.
The fuck?
I mean, fuck, it's 2025.
I got the bill when I came home from Medicare after the whole thing. It was like $2.1 million.
I was just gonna say 2.1 million.
But I'm on the state insurance, so I got Medicaid and I got United Healthcare, so I got the state. So I got to give a shout out to the secretary that works for my doctor's office in Rhode Island because she was on the phone with the insurance companies because I got my surgery out of state, and I got state insurance, and I don't know how the hell they paid for me to go to Philadelphia
Because they couldn't. Well,
they
couldn't do it here, right? If they could do it here, different.
But
Right.
there's a lot
Right.
of pre-authorizations and bullshit.
Oh,
From
yeah.
what I heard, she was on the phone every day. So she's another person. Her name's Lauren Foster. She was she was on the phone every day trying to save my life with the insurance stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's a whole other aspect of it.
Whole nother.
You'd be
whole
having
nother-
fundraisers up the wazoo.
I got one bill once. It came over for $400. University of Pennsylvania. I said, what the fuck is this? I took a picture of the bill. I sent it to the lady over there. I said, what's this? She goes, I don't know. I said, I'm not paying this. I said, she goes, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Like, $2.1 million. You sent me a bill for $400.
That was the steak and rice dinner.
Yeah, the
Right.
copay.
That
Yeah.
was-
There's your copay. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was Wagyu
it's
beef.
crazy. And then another thing. So when I got transported from Philadelphia, insurance didn't want to pay for me to come. It was going to be like $3,000 or $4,000. They had to bring me in an ambulance. Insurance didn't want to pay. So
Of course they don't.
So my sister Nina, her husband builds houses. He was building a house for the guy that owns Professional Ambulance. So my sister, she's like a gangster, right? She's like, don't worry about it. We got this guy, right?
I know a guy.
I got a guy.
You got a guy. So this fucking guy, he leaves at 5 a.m. He drives 6 hours. He gets to the hospital 11 o'clock. They show up with this big ass ambulance, fucking 10-cylinder monster. They wheel me down. They put me in the thing. One guy sat in the back with me. The other guy was driving 100 miles an hour. They brought me to New Bedford in 5 hours in the ambulance. I was in the fucking stretcher
Holy shit.
for the fucking bubble.
Wow.
Because he was building a house, so I guess he must have factored it in. He probably fucking screwed him anyway. But anyway, he probably factored it in there, beefed it up or whatever. He said, I'm taking care of him. But that was nice that the owner of the company did that for me, or else how else was I going to get home?
Yeah.
They ain't going to fly you with a helicopter for that. You're okay. But I would have had to pay for an ambulance to take me back. It would have cost me like $3,000-$4,000.
Wow.
So like there was a lot of people along the way that helped me in my journey.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, you guys are another bunch of people that are helping me on my journey to tell my story.
Well, and we should give a shout out to Bobby LaFreda.
Bobby LaFredo hooked us up.
Who got us in touch.
That's right.
He called me
Awesome.
and said, hey, I got a guy I think would be great for the podcast. And he told me a little bit about your story. And he goes, I don't know if you're interested. I said, fucking, of course we're interested.
Absolutely.
Now, I know
And
Bobby
I told
since he was a
Gino, and
little
he was
kid.
like, what the fuck? I go, yeah, wait till you hear the story. And that's the first time I heard the whole story. I heard a lot from Bobby, but not the whole story.
He actually ran a fundraiser for me when I just got home.
Nice.
He did a score for a cause. Everybody had to shoot pucks in a net. He did up at Rhode Island Sports Center, but I was still at home. I couldn't leave my house.
Yeah.
Because, I had PTSD. I didn't want to go out anywhere because I was afraid to get sick. So, like, for 2 years, I didn't go on holidays. I didn't do nothing. I was like a hermit because they said you could get sick. And then when I did get a cold, it would take like 3 months for it to go away.
Oh,
Because I had no
jeez.
immune system.
yeah.
Right? It was awful. But I'm going to tell you how I met Bobby. Bobby was in high school. After I graduated, he went to my high school, Johnston. And I was in prep school. And I went back Christmas break to practice with the team. And I had a tracksuit on.
yeah.
And I was skating around. And I was dangling by everybody, you know what I mean? And Bobby was the goalie. So I came across, and I had no fucking pads on. And I came across the crease. I faked him out to score. And he fucking slashed me with the goalie stick in the It hurt like a motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
So I afterwards, I went in the locker room. All the kids were getting changed. So I walked in. I kicked the door open. I said, who's the fucking goalie in here? So Bobby was sitting there with the goalie pads. He picked up.
Not me.
No, he grabbed his goalie pads and he threw them to the kid next to him. He goes, he's the goalie, he said. And ever since then, I fell in love with Bobby. Me and Bobby were friends instead.
Bobby's
It was
funny.
fucking funny, man.
Bobby's very into
Matt Light.
Matt Light, the Matt Light
Yeah,
Foundation.
right on. I played
Bobby,
in the first game.
Yeah, Bobby plays in the game that I was supposed to referee it this year, and I did it last year. This year, I
He does well with that.
got shot by a
brought
Navy
that a long
SEAL.
way.
Oh, he does awesome.
Yeah,
And
we
Bobby's
started in
great.
Smithfield with the first one back in
Wow.
like 2014. I remember when he first started. I played in that game. That was the last
Oh,
time
wow.
I played hockey. And then every year, he went to PC. And now he's up at Warrior.
Warrior, yeah.
Yeah. So when I stop playing hockey again,
You're
hopefully,
playing
God
that
willing,
game.
if I get up to that speed,
Yep.
hopefully he's got a spot for me on that team.
Oh, he'll
Bobby,
have
if
a
you're
spot.
listening, you got a spot for me. I hope.
Bobby's the best. Just a super guy, and I'm glad
amazing,
we
yeah.
gave him a shout out because that's how we connected.
Yeah.
Because we would never have.
How'd you meet Bobby?
Connected. I met Bobby doing the through Matt Light doing the Fool's Night Out, the comedy show that Matt Light does for his foundation every year, and I did the show, and then and just kind of hit it off. One of those things,
Yeah.
and I did the hockey game the next year. I refereed the hockey game and over at Warrior.
Yeah.
Last year I didn't because I got shot by a Navy SEAL the week before.
What?
And broke my. It was during the hockey. It was a slap shot.
Can't get out of the way.
Oh, I thought
But I
you
did
were
get shot by
a Navy
it.
SEAL.
No, I did get shot. It was a slap
he
shot.
presents it like that.
Yeah, but that's the way it sounds.
Yeah.
You know why
Hey,
let the
hey,
facts?
don't let the
he's telling the
facts-
Why
story.
let the facts get in the way of
Yeah,
a good
Like
story?
I said, he
Come on.
can't get out of the way of the play.
No, a Navy SEAL was shooting the puck in. Warrior for Life Fund, the game
Well,
they
why,
play.
why you say Navy SEAL? Is that like?
No, he's an actual Navy SEAL.
But he's a hockey player.
Right.
So he's a strong hockey player because
They
He's
played a whole
biggest-
bunch of Navy SEAls.
So
Yeah, it
the
was a
Warrior
it was
for
a-
Life Fund, which I'm doing.
Oh, they
I'm
have
going,
a team. The Navy SEAls have a
So
team.
Yeah,
I'm going out to Montana to do a thing for tomorrow. I'm flying out to do Face Off for Heroes. The Warrior for Life Fund is started by Captain Ryan Crowley, and he's the president. They started this down on Virginia Beach, and it helps returning soldiers with, not only physical stuff, but also the mental stuff and the traumatic brain injury. And they use hockey as a way of, therapy. And
That's awesome.
hockey is very much like the SEAL teams. Like when we've talked to, it's amazing how many parallels there are.
Yeah.
So the Warrior for Life Fund and the Bruins alumni are very connected. Matter of fact, Frank Simonetti's on the board. I believe Andrew Alberts is. There's a few people, Bruins alumni. And so they come up every year and do a game. So this past year, the 2011 team that won the cup all came back together. Brad Marchand came back and coached because
that's cool.
they played that afternoon. So they're actual active and retired Navy SEALs
and
on this
Bergeron
team.
played too, right?
Bergeron played, Krejci played, everyone came back.
That's awesome.
It was unreal. And in the first period, one of the SEALs dumped the puck in, and it clocked me right in
What
the
were you
ankle.
on the blue line?
I was.
On the boards?
He was on the red line. I was on the blue line, and I was yelling, and I was in good position.
What were you yelling? Don't shoot.
Fuck yeah, head up. take a look. And
For all you youngsters, when you're in that position on the blue line and someone's coming down you from the red line, don't stand there like a pylon and don't back into the zone.
You're talking
Yeah,
to the refs.
I'm talking to the
You're talking
yeah.
to the refs.
That's
To the
not
refs.
what I did.
This is what you got to do. You take a step towards them,
There's a video.
right?
Yeah.
There's
Because
video.
now the puck's coming this way, you take a step towards them.
get out of the angle.
And the closer you are to it, the less impact it's got in the...
He got the puck right outside right beyond the red line, and I was just outside the blue line in position, and he just got it, his head down. And he said, I shot it, and the next thing I heard it hit your ankle. And I turned to skate, I went right down. First period, finished the game. I was not getting off that ice, not with that team
And
out
when you
there.
took your skate off?
And I couldn't walk.
Did it blow up?
And I ended up in a boot for 6 weeks.
Oh, Jesus.
But
Was it
it
broken?
was worth it. It was broken. It was fractured. It wasn't anything major. But yeah, so that's why I didn't do the match. But I did go and hang out at the game
With the boot.
And yeah, it was. I love being a part. And then Fools Night Out. They do it now at Encore, at the club at Encore the past couple of
What's
years.
that, in Boston?
Yeah, that's the casino.
Casino.
Is it good?
It's good, not bad.
When's that coming
It's
up?
good. That we just did that. That's usually in the spring.
Oh, okay,
He does
so
the
that's the next
shootout
year.
in the fall down in Rhode Island, and then
That's the Guns, right?
The Guns. I did that last year too.
Where's
That
that
was
one?
a lot of fun. Somewhere in Rhode Island.
Yeah, like down in like the
It's-
Chepachet area or some shit. Like,
Sure, I have no idea.
yeah, like the woods.
It's in the woods.
Yeah, I
It's
know,
in the
yeah.
fucking middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Some farm or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's where those fucking degenerates go.
But Matt, we've been trying to get Matt Light on the show for a long time. He's coming on. It's just a matter of scheduling. He's
Yeah.
he's a pretty busy, important guy.
Did you see him on the Netflix, the Tom Brady roast?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
funny. That's cool
He's
to
a
get
funny dude. Matt's a funny dude. I got him pretty good though at the Fools Night Out. They were giving away socks. I don't know if I ever told the
Yeah,
story.
you told the story, yeah.
On here though.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell
With
it
his
again.
face on it, right?
Yeah, they gave away socks with Matt's face on it.
What
right?
kind of socks?
Just like regular, like
a
knee
regular
socks,
sock?
like a regular sock, tube sock, and it had his face all over him. So I brought him up on stage, and I pulled him out, and I said, "Hey Matt, you know what I'm going to be doing with these later?" And and I said, I'm gonna turn him inside out. You're taking it in the face, and he thought it was hilarious. So
That's great.
thank God, or he would have killed me. But anyway, Bobby LaFreda, that's Bobby. I met him through that, and that's why you're sitting here. So we appreciate Bobby, and we appreciate you. I mean, this has been
Thank you.
incredible, just absolutely incredible.
What a story.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
No. So it's the
best of luck.
MARZIALEFoundation.org. You can find that information about the foundation. You can donate in different ways.
Yeah, there's
support
links
you know.
on there and stuff. You can donate.
And,
you can become a sponsor. You can volunteer. Whatever you want.
And I'm going to check if I'm around August 22nd. I'll be there for the tournament.
Yeah, you put a team
Men's
in.
League tournament. Well, I don't play anymore.
Well, reach out to me first. Don't just come down because I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, no,
I mean, you got these guys. I mean, they're all grown men. This is what I understand. Everybody's a grown man. You all have jobs. But I talk to the guys that run the rink, and they say it's like pulling teeth getting money out of these guys. You know when they play in their men's league. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like $100 a person to play 4 games. It's not a lot.
So if you need referees for that tournament, reach out. We'll assign all the
that's what I
referees
was
for the donut, and we'll just
That's great.
and then
Yeah.
charity we'll have guys
That's
go
great. That's
work
great.
and work the games for free.
Even if
Yeah.
even if I get like 8 teams, I can have 2 14 divisions. I want to do 1 game on a Friday, 2 on a Saturday, and Sunday you either play a consolation or a championship. You get 4 games.
If it's a couple games, we'll definitely take care
Yeah.
of that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
we'll do
cool.
the referees
Yeah.
for that.
Awesome.
For sure.
I hope I have a tournament.
Yeah,
But
we'll
I'm gonna
definitely
keep trying.
No, you will. You're gonna have a tournament. God damn it! You
I can't
should have been
make-
dead
I
4
can't make-
times.
I can't make
You're
people-
alive. You're having a
He'll do it.
tournament.
I'm going to tell you something. I just had my 2nd annual golf classic on May 12th at Swansea. We had the first one in 2023. I had 55 golfers. So I waited. I tried to do it right, and I did it 2 years later. It's the 2nd annual, and I ended up with 97 golfers on a Monday.
Wow.
It was a great event. It was a beautiful day.
Very cool.
I had a lot of good raffle prizes, a lot of auction items. I had a
Yeah,
company
yeah.
in New Hampshire brought me down auction items.
It's awesome.
It was good. It was
Fantastic.
a good day. It was a good day. So I'm going to do that again next year in May at Swansea. So that'll be the 3rd annual.
If you ever need auction items, we can always get you some swag or anything like that. Like we always come across, we always have like hockey stuff,
Yeah,
like
it'd be great
bags,
to get
whatever.
stuff
Like
to auction off and raffle stuff.
Yeah.
I
Do
can
you
come
guys
down.
know?
I can come down and tell some jokes too.
Do you guys know Danny Fawcett?
Dan Fawcett.
He used to own the Providence Capitals and the rinks in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I know the name. Yeah.
He owns Supercharged, the go-kart place in
Okay.
Renton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I'm going to do something over there in Christmas break
the
for the
go-karts,
kids.
yeah.
Okay.
That's Supercharged. That's
Yeah.
on my website, too. We haven't figured it out yet, but I think it's the Monday after the Christmas break.
Okay.
When all the kids are out of school, we're going to try to target something over there. This way, the kids can, you got Ninja Warrior courses and shit.
Oh, that's
The
awesome.
place is great. It's right near,
That's
it's
sick.
right near the Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Very
So
cool.
I was coaching for his organization because I used to play men's league with him back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And then when I told him I had my boys playing, he said, "Come coach for me." So I coached the Providence Hockey Club, Providence Capitals.
Yeah.
Until I had my surgery, and then that was it.
Wow.
But we're still
And I know
friends.
we know people. We must know people with the Providence Capitals because I have a
Absolutely.
couple. I did a thing. A lot of those kids play for the pro school, and I did a comedy benefit for the pro.
With John
hockey.
Gaffney?
Yeah. And all
He's a
those
coach
guys.
over there. I
Yeah.
used to coach with him with the
Yeah,
Saints.
yeah. We had a blast. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun down there. So I'm a fan of Rhode Island.
Yeah, everybody, and that's great about hockey.
Yeah.
You meet people.
Absolutely.
The hockey world's not that big.
Yeah.
You know?
It's funny. I was coaching my kids, and we were up in the Wizards Arena or something.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
Wizards,
yeah.
Yep.
Where is that anyway?
It's, Concord?
Bedford. Yeah.
I was
Bedford.
in Bedford, Mass.
My daughter's rival. She hates the
Like,
Wizards.
Oh, yeah,
where,
Wizards.
where are we? Bedford. I was in Bedford, and
Bedford.
I'm looking at this guy coming out, and it was a fucking kid I played in Germany with in '97.
Wow.
He went to PC, and he was in Germany. I look at his face. I'm like, that kid was on my team because we had like 3 Americans and a couple Russians on the team in Germany, and it was him. And I went on, and I said, "Oh, his name was Burke." I said, "Berkey," and he looked at me, and I goes, "Ralph, I haven't seen this guy in like 30 years, but he looked the same." I said, "We played in Germany." He goes, "Oh shit." That's what's cool about hockey. Like, you meet so many people.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
might not see them, but then later on,
Yep.
they come into
Oh,
your
yeah.
life, you know?
Yep.
I'm experiencing
best.
now with my
Nah,
daughter.
it's
Run
best
into people
sport.
I played with. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Greatest sport there is. No question.
But
So-
listen, thanks, guys, for having
Absolutely.
me on the show.
No, Ralph, this has been awesome. Seriously. We
I hope we
really
didn't go
appreciate
overboard.
you coming on.
Did we talk?
There is no overboard. We don't give a
You
fuck.
guys do whatever you want.
We
right?
do what we want.
Well, I don't know what this.
We're the
guy's-
Chirping Zebras.
No,
We chirp.
no. We're good. We're good.
I like that
We-
name too, Chip.
Thank
At
you.
first, I was trying to figure it out, but then I'm like, how fucking stupid am I? You guys look like zebras. That's why you call it that. And you
Yeah.
chirp, you're talking shit.
Right.
There you go.
I talk
is it
a
Chirping
lot of
Zebras?
shit when I ref.
But is it chirping zebras or chirping zebra?
Zebras.
Zebras.
Plural.
Because I looked it up
Zebras
on
with the
Facebook. There
zebra.
was just an A. There was no Z. There was no S.
Oh, there should be an S. Chirping Zebras. Yeah, it should be an
And you
S.
got the 2 zebras on there, right?
Yeah, we got 2 zebras. I got one on my leg. I got a tattoo
Oh, you got
on
a
my
tattoo?
leg. Yeah, look at that. So
He
with
went
the
all
zebras.
in. I'm not getting a tattoo.
No,
So,
he's not
are you
getting
guys
one.
gonna like bring them more into the family, or is it just used to?
Well, we got Josh on. Like Josh helps our producer, helps us, but like you never
Was
know.
he a ref?
No, he was just
But he had his own podcast. He actually had one. He's had it for about 10 years,
Yeah.
breaking the ice.
No, but I'm talking about
And
for
so-
your zebra. I think it should just be referee.
yeah.
So if it's just used to, don't bring anybody.
Oh,
else
no,
in.
no, no. It'll
No,
just be us. We do.
if Chris Rooney ever retires from the NHL, we'll probably add
Oh,
him.
no, he'll be in.
It's got to be a ref. You can't bring
Oh,
somebody
no,
that's
he
not a ref.
just did
obviously.
his ninth Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Chris Rooney. Number 5 in the NHL.
Wow.
Best ref in the NHL.
You guys friends with him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I lived with him in Iowa. That's who I lived
yeah?
with in Des Moines doing the USA
So he's
Cup.
from Salty, and my father got him refereeing. He was
Yeah.
my father's neighbor growing up.
Really?
Yeah. My father got him
I
to
got to
it.
ask, what are these refs making now in the NHL? I mean, I know it's public knowledge, right?
A lot.
Yeah, they're making a lot. It's
I mean,
went from
when I was playing, it was
250 to-
250. No, it was 250 when I was playing.
Oh, no, 250,000 to like 450,000, depending on how many
Yeah, like-
years
So, like,
they're
if you're a
in.
new ref coming
New
in,
ref
you make it
probably
250.
making
No, you're probably making like 150,
150.
but like if you do bonus, like you get bonus in the playoffs each round. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is now, but it used to be like 15 grand or something each round.
The
Now it
longer
might be
you're
like
there,
20.
the
It
more
might be
you
20,
make.
25.
So
now.
On average,
So
I
the-
bet they make about 225, 250.
So who's the highest paid ref?
Probably Chris Rooney and Wes McCauley.
They've
What
been
do
there
they- what do
long.
they
And it's all 10-year too. It's each year of it all goes up. Your salary increases every year. It's
They're
already
like
built in.
$500,000?
Yeah, I would say that. I would
Close.
say close to
If
yeah.
not-
Awesome.
Yeah.
And everything's paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah, all your flights.
When you fly,
per
do they
diem.
fly first class?
They don't book you first class, but they get status and everything else for the amount of travel they get.
does
So
that
like
mean?
Like they
They
just
get the
get
points
They get
and
the
they
points.
bump
And,
it
So
up
they
and
say,
stuff.
I want to bump it up. I'm going
Yeah,
first
yeah.
oh yeah, so
Oh,
like
I'm
they,
sure.
I mean they stay in the nicest Marriott. It's all like in
When
in
they
the
stay in a
cities.
hotel, do they have to pay for their own food? Do they get?
They get per diem each day. Yeah, they get per diem.
What's their per diem? It's not like $27. Like
No, yeah, it's broken up breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They probably have like, but they also do. Their per diem includes like laundry, dry cleaning.
So if they don't use it on laundry, they
could
could use it on food.
Yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, their per diem is probably like say $250 a day or $150 a day. Who knows? Like,
So now what happens if you don't use all that per diem?
It's in your pocket. Yeah.
So you can keep it.
Yeah, it's your money.
They
It's
give
just
it to
extra.
you in cash, or they give you like a card.
It's like, so you get your like, so like I used to get, we were game salary, so I would get my game fee, and then I would have to send my expenses in, and like then I would on top of my game fee, I would get per diem, say, $78. Then I would get my mileage if I drove to the game. And then if I had to stay in a hotel, I'd get reimbursed for the hotel. And then if I had a rental car, I'd get that. And
they always pay you? They ever try to screw you?
No, never screw.
You always got it?
I know.
So at the end of the day, you don't have to spend nothing.
No, like I said.
You might even pocket a little extra money.
Like I said, I traveled the country on someone else's dime for 9 years.
But that's the thing. You're in the minor leagues. Like you as a player, same as a ref, right? You put 36,000, 40,000 miles on your car in a 6-month, time frame, and you're making enough to get by, but you're not killing it.
Like they might have questioned like an expense or something. Like, why'd you take the limo from the airport, not cab? Like, well,
but you do
fucking
that
service. I wanted to get there.
Yeah. You do that to make it so that when you do make it, that's when all that,
you gotta pay your dues. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you get hired and fired a week later.
Well, I remember in the coast they used to give us, I don't know, it was like $27 a meal or some shit. It was something stupid.
Yeah, it was broken up. We had
like,
it was like $19 for breakfast, like 28 for lunch, and like 36 for dinner.
And they just give you an envelope with the cash. Like you get off the bus, here's your envelope.
Oh, yeah. See, we that was included in our check.
Well, I'm talking back in the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
They just give you the
cash.
When
I worked the Southern Pro League, when I was in the program, there'd be $200 cash sitting there for you. And then when I worked the IHL, I think it was the IHL, whatever the hell it was like 6 teams in that. And the guy would be coming in counting ones in between periods. I'm like, dude, what is going on
crazy.
right now? Like you would walk out with 5s, 10s, and 1s. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
What about you guys get your skates and all that stuff too?
Well, we pay for all that. Well, they some pro leagues, they'll give you equipment. So like the American League, every 2 years you get a sweater, a helmet, visor, pants, and like some swag.
No skates?
No. They'll give you
You're going to buy your own skates?
You got to buy your own skates.
But NHL guys don't buy anything.
No, I didn't.
But when you get to those pro leagues, they give you the discount to a rep. But I knew a guy, so I just
so like if a skate costs $500, you might pay $250.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but you're still getting a deal.
You'd be paying like $450.
Well, a lot of times too, like
the skates are different. Skates are skates.
Skates are skates, but like I got a pair of skates down, and I think it was Mobile. I think the trainer in Mobile hooked me up.
That's exactly what I was gonna just say.
So it was like I think I threw him $100 cash, and he gave me a pair of skates.
You always make friends with the neighbors. The equipment guys.
You always you
find
your
equipment guys.
You find your guys, and they take care of you. And like from the CCM house, CCM took care of me. I got a pair of skates and a helmet. You find your way.
I would always like laugh to myself at the guys that treated the equipment guys like fucking jerks.
I never understood
you're
that.
a fucking idiot.
Never.
That's a guy.
He's gonna make your life so happy.
Yes.
Yep.
You come in a locker room, your shit's gonna be all set. You need something. You'll get in, like you need to be taped up or some fucking bullshit.
Yeah, 20 spot in the fucking boot.
He's right there for you.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Always took
And
care
you
of
got
him.
the guys that would treat him like shit, talk stupid to them.
Well, the off-ice guys, like as referees, the off-ice guys, they were the ones that got us out on the nice golf courses for nothing, and got us, hooked up in restaurants and stuff.
Here's some extra steel,
you always take care of those guys. You never. I mean, you shouldn't treat anyone poorly.
No.
But especially those guys, because they're the ones taking care of you.
Yeah.
Right.
But people are stupid.
And they're making decent money, right? Since then,
they make really good money. They make good money, and then tips. They make really good money on tips,
especially in the show. I bet you those equipment guys make really good money, right?
One of my buddies was the bat boy for the Red Sox for fucking years, like through their whole run and shit. Yeah,
holy shit.
Yeah, he made bank.
The tips he was getting.
Yeah,
it's all cash too.
Yep.
The banks don't know nothing about it.
No, he's a Boston cop now.
You didn't hear that.
He's patrolling the streets. I actually saw him.
Say his name.
I actually saw him in the garden, and he's hey, I like your podcast. I go, hey, like and subscribe.
And you know what? Someday this will make us a lot of money.
Yes,
when we get some sponsors.
Well, you just need what? You need a few more.
We need about 70 more followers.
I'm gonna.
You got one tonight.
There
you got one tonight.
There you go.
All right.
So we need 69.
Now,
And I'm sure the people that
Or so.
I show my thing to, they're going to want to see it. So they're going to follow it.
Yeah.
No, we're getting there. It's just
It takes time.
You know what? But we
Slowly
love doing
growing.
it. That's the thing. Like we love doing it. We're not here to, become millionaires. We're here to talk hockey, share stories, meet people, share, get exposure.
But this ain't paying
for
your bills.
different things.
You guys
not yet.
We're in the hole.
Not yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. You just
We
gotta
need to
have
sponsor people.
Gotta have
Somebody
faith.
fucking throw money at
faith.
us.
Just gotta have faith. If you put out a good
No one's
product,
listening to this now anyway. It's 3
if
hours
you're
long.
Well, yeah, but that's all
you
right.
got a good product.
And the ending is always
You got a-
stupid long.
You got a good
We
product.
got about 20%.
I was very excited. I was very excited to come here.
know,
today.
this was awesome.
Fuck, I drove 2.5 hours to come see you.
What a great interview.
We're
I
done.
mean, you were incredible.
We're gonna wrap up right now.
Yeah.
How
We
long
tried to-
have we been on for?
We're wrapping up about
Almost 2.5.
25,
Holy
2.5.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a long time.
Wow.
I got to drive home.
Well, but you
And I
you
gotta
know
get
what?
some food.
You're on borrowed time, so you deserve 2 hours.
That's true.
You know?
That's
2.5. All right, we're gonna wrap this up now. Ralph MARZIALE. MARZIALE.
Yeah, call me Ralphie.
Why the fuck did I can't?
said it right,
Well,
MARZIALE.
I want to say
Well,
MARZIALE.
it's 3 hours
MARZIALE.
long. Your brain's mush.
MARZIALEFoundation.org. Go find it. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Chirping Zebras. Find us on all the socials. Find Ralphie on all the socials. And we want to thank AOA Studios for putting up with us for this long. And also, we want to thank the Referees Crease, one-stop shop for all your refereeing needs. Find us online, chirpingzebras.com, to get your merch. And we'll see you next time right here, Chirping Zebras.